Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another live stream here. 24th anniversary of September 11th and the Charlie Kirk situation. I've been seeing the chat. Yeah, I don't think it's been confirmed anywhere about that. I saw the Sky Valdez person. Looks like a trans person. I don't think it's been confirmed anywhere. I haven't seen it confirmed. People are saying it, but it's a lot of unconfirmed shit right now, seems like. You couldn't sleep last night. Kind of been thinking about ending. Yeah, I mean, dude, you shouldn't do that, man. Why are you doing this live if nothing is confirmed? I'm out of here. That's a boomer ass comment. I do live streams basically every night. Whoever did this was very trained and not a right. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. It's not that far of a shot. Hey, what's up, man? Toasted. Did you see the plane that left 12 minutes after? Yeah, there's a lot of unconfirmed. I don't think that's it, man. I think they tracked the full flight, and you're gonna see a lot of these tweets where there's mass hysteria and people pretend to know things. And I think the full flight was actually tracked, from what I saw on that. Today we will honor the victims of 9/11. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, no, and it's just shocking because Kirk was going everywhere, and you see clips daily, and so it's just such a shock to the system. I mean, we haven't had something like this, an assassination like this in politics. I mean, at all in the digital age. I mean, there's never been anything close to this. So people are obviously shocked. There's a ton of reaction on both sides, and a lot of just vicious reaction. A lot of vicious reaction. Do you think this will result in more civil war conditions? I don't know. We'll have to see what follows. We'll have to see what follows. But right now it looks like from what they're reporting, looks like it was a trans shooter, and so take that for what you will. I mean, that's going to be obviously it's become a bigger and bigger problem. Some people won't be satisfied with that. They'll say it's a setup. They'll say there's something more. Thank you for being here with us. I'm glad there's a group to be with, frankly. I appreciate that donation, the $20 donation. I don't know if I mean, it's impossible to say when they'll find him, but did you see the Navy situation? Yeah, I heard about it. A former, what was it? A former cadet or a former worker got disgruntled, got fired, and then came back pretending to be on the job and shot it up. You've seen some say the rifle was found and had pro-trans propaganda on it, but this was probably a rumor. That was from Steven Crowder. I think that's got a decent chance of being correct. Apparently, he got subpoenaed over it, so I think that might be correct. It was in the, it was in like the ammo. A vigil for Kirk got attacked last night in Idaho. I know. I've seen a lot of videos, and there's been a lot. You see TikTok, dude. TikTok is a hive. It's a hive. It's a lot of very low IQ people who watch 5-second clips, and they get this notoriety. It's so easy to grow on TikTok. It's so easy to gain a following because every clip is 10 seconds, and you rack up so many views. And these people, the most the in terms of like the viciousness against Kirk that I've seen, it's all TikTok. It seems like TMZ just released a home video, the Troon. Bunch of disgusting people celebrating on Reddit. Yeah, but Reddit is a non. So to be fair, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot. Trust me, there's a massive cohort of people that are like that on Reddit, but it's different when they put a face to it. You know, I mean, doing it anonymously is like, all right, like who knows if some of these are bots and things like that. It did the first time I heard about that name, the Sky name was from a tweet that referenced 4chan finding that person. So I think it would be 4chan. You and all other Republicans with big bases need to say safe. Republicans are being targeted. Trump shouldn't have gone to the game either. Already threats. Yeah, I think they that people will be safer. And look, this is just one of those things to where, yeah, I saw all the assassination footage, pretty much all of it, all the angles you could find. I saw the footage. It's just morbid curiosity, but it's very bad. But when it comes to safety, people are gonna have to step up, you know. But it's really people in the public spotlight that do public appearances. So obviously Trump, but he's got the heavy security with the Secret Service. Hopefully, and it's gonna have to be people. If you're a Republican and you do live events, because that's like, I mean, who else is doing what Charlie Kirk is doing, to where he's going out and speaking to all these people? It is a rare thing in and of itself, unless you're doing rallies. Yeah, they flew his body back to Arizona. I saw JD Vance was there. Thoughts on people saying it was Israel and on the dancing Israelis? Kind of confused because obviously Bin Laden planned it. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot there in that donation. I mean, that's completely two different, because those are two different things. People blaming Israel for this direct. I mean, they're gonna of course they're gonna blame Israel. They're gonna blame Israel for everything. And look, I've made videos about it exposing a lot of the involvement. But with this, I think people are jumping the gun. They want to be the first to call it. And there was somebody that put out a statement 2 or 3 weeks ago that said Charlie Kirk is worried. I got it from a secondhand source that Israel is gonna, because he was turning on Israel, that Israel is gonna kill him. I don't know, man. I think everyone wants to be first to these situations, and it's an obvious conspiracy when it comes to Israel. And to me, I wait for the facts, and then I kind of decide between everything with kind of the political knowledge that I have on who's really behind it. The point is, no matter what they say, no matter what they release, if it turns out to be trans, if it turns out to be somebody that's just a disgruntled Democrat, if it turns out to be whoever it turns out to be, it's not going to be good enough for people. There's going to be a conspiracy. Will the conspiracy be right? I don't know, but it's always going to be created. It's important that people understand that. And I'm not saying that they've told the truth 100% of the time, but I'm just saying there always will be people saying this is complete bullshit. No matter what they report on, whoever this person is. And now the fact that they haven't caught him within a day, it only adds to the speculative nature. And the other thing with that's a 9/11 thing. That's a 9/11 thing, man. Punch a Nazi. Yeah, I know. That's the problem, is they call Kirk and others Nazis and white supremacists. Like they say we have a white supremacist problem in the United States. The United States has taken in 40 million more immigrants than the second closest country in the last 30 years, but we have a white supremacist problem. Like, I don't even know what to tell. I don't even know what these people are talking about. Look at the demographics of our country in the last 50 years. It's been the opposite. Certainly one of, if not the biggest political assassination of your lifetime, where the victim isn't actually a politician. Oh yeah, well, it's very unique, because it's unique in the modern sense, to where Kirk has all this influence, but he doesn't have to hold office. So that's another unique aspect of having the social media, because Kirk is now such a huge voice, but he's a bigger voice than a lot of congressmen. So it's like he needs upgraded security, but technically he doesn't hold office. So it's this weird gray area, which can kind of be created by social media, and people can get really big online. And that's something that really didn't used to happen. You had to hold some type of office. Did you see the video of a guy walking in the neighborhood limping with a gun in his pants? No, I think that was I haven't seen it, but I had heard some stuff that it wasn't the actual shooter. It might have been another diversion, or it might have just been somebody walking. I don't know. The thing is, you'll get all these different stories, and the only thing that I know they said concrete is he threw his gun down, which I don't know. I mean, I guess he carried his gun off the roof is what they're saying, and then at some point he threw his gun down and then ran. I mean, I still don't have confirm, like, did he run into the mountains? Do they know if he had some type of getaway car? I still don't know any of that. So it's concerning. This could be another situation to where, if he offs himself, that's going to be a big problem in and of itself because there's nobody to question. I think no matter what, there's going to be a problem now. And there always was going to be a problem. This is just the modern social media age. People are going to question it, and they're not going to believe the story that comes out about if they capture this person. And it's just, I mean, I guess it'll depend on how they capture them. I don't know. Is it a trans female to male is what they're saying? That's what somebody told me. You've seen videos of people dying before and have felt sad over it, but the Kirk video is just so horrific on another level. His family, yeah, no, I've seen really bad videos that are more graphic, but with Kirk, it's just because you never expect it. With someone of that fame to have a video like that, that's the real difference. You can see gore videos and all this stuff, and you see worse stuff, but that video, because it is Charlie Kirk, because you've seen him hundreds of times speaking, to see that, it's a different thing altogether because it is Kirk. That's the difference. You can see all these gore videos in other countries and how bad it is, but when you see something like that with Kirk, and just because you're not used to seeing anything like that. I mean, even the Trump video when he got shot in the air. You don't usually get choked up by celebrity deaths, and you liked Charlie, but wasn't a full MAGA fan. Something about seeing him go limp in that video really affected me in a visceral way. Yeah, I've heard that a lot from people, and you see him getting taken to the. I mean, I don't exactly know, because people say, well, he might have survived for a few minutes, but I mean, aren't you unconscious immediately? Like, he was immediately unconscious, and people say, well, he immediately died. I think he might have lost just too much blood on the initial fall because he fell over, and I mean, it's just a catastrophic injury. You can't survive with that much blood loss in 20 or 30 seconds. I don't think there's an update on the shooter. I know people 4chan is zeroing in on someone, and we'll see. There's nothing confirmed right now. Was Trump's message about Kirk AI? That was not AI. I mean, where did that rumor come from that was AI? That did not, I don't understand that. Because usually the video is low resolution. No, it's not even about it being low resolution. It's about the fact that it's Kirk. Because you're not used to seeing it with people like that. You're not used to seeing a horrific event with people like that. But I mean, also there's a bunch of different angles as well. I mean, that's something that happens where there's all these people, and then it's such a rarity anyways, just assassinations in general, and we're so, I mean, obviously we're very thankful they don't happen more often, but for us it's just very, very rare. Do you think this will turn into one of those events that will be remembered forever? I mean, it's a unique situation to where Kirk had such a following, but he didn't have really a position within the government. But the people have told me, they said this is the biggest political assassination since MLK. So I think it's going to be remembered, certainly, and it's going to be weird to look back on it because it's just such a shocking thing, and we've never seen something like this, especially in the internet age. We've never seen something like this. You look at Charlie Kirk, you look at his X account, you look at the reach that he has. It's just insane. And he's just gone. I know they're reporting it's the Sky Valdez or whoever. I don't know, man. It's unconfirmed. You can say it is. We'll see what happens. There's all these things that get reported. I mean, they've reported they've had the suspect twice now, and that's been wrong. The people cheering this are demons. Things will change after day for the worse. Yeah, I mean but you knew it was coming. It's unfortunate. It's been a lot of them, and a lot of it's on TikTok. I've seen. It's like the MLK assassination in scope. Yeah, it's just two really different time periods. Two really different time periods. This is obviously the social media age and everything like that, and just again, you see videos of it, and it's going to affect people differently when they see something like this with videos. I don't know what happened to this chat. Oh, that's a weird font or whatever that is. You've got a feeling that sooner or later we're going to experience such a scene on live TV and it'll stick into the worldwide consciousness. Well, the 24th anniversary of 9/11, 210-story skyscrapers collapsing within 30 minutes of each other. I don't know if you're going to get something like that. I mean, that's. Charlie has a vest on and deflected. No, it's wrong. That's wrong. See, when you get shot with a caliber like that, his body like bounced, or on. I think the bullet created the wind and it forced the short to ripple. People were like the shirt rippled, so it hit him in the chest and then it ricocheted and hit him in the neck. I don't think that's correct at all. I mean, we'll see what comes out with the coroner. No, there was no vest. There was no vest. You're right. There was way less 9/11 posts on your feed. This completely killed 9/11. Oh, 100%. 100%. This happened a day before. A day before 9/11. And this is something that we haven't seen this on in the modern scope. So, someone of this stature being assassinated. So, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take a look at some of these posts. It gets dark so early in New York, doesn't it? Damn. It's almost dark already. East Coast. Suddenly nobody is talking about 9/11. It's disorient. Well, yeah, but it's not surprising when this happens the day before. I mean I wouldn't make predictions on 2026 at this point. It's far too early for that. 9/11's been on the decline ever since the pandemic. Yeah, I don't believe that's true at all. I don't think it's especially not for people pushing certain narratives. Thoughts on censorship of the video? On one hand, I get you don't want to glorify the shooter, but on the other hand, I think people should see how brutal this is. Well, I mean, there's a gore thing on YouTube. You're not gonna. I mean, on X, you can see it all over the place. They've got all the angles on X, but I mean, there's a gore factor, and also it is. There's no sense in showing it now. Now it would just, I think, be distasteful to show that because everybody's. If you wanted to see it, you saw it. I think it'd be a bit distasteful to show it now. The media is to blame for being anti-conservative. Well, they're definitely, this is the problem. I'm gonna actually, I'm not gonna deal with this sun issue. Let me hold on. This is gonna be annoying. I'm not gonna deal with this sun setting problem, but I do like to have my blind open. But this is the problem: is that they've created a climate for liberals to where, I mean, for them it's acceptable. Like you could name Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, Trump. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say Shapiro, J.K. Rowling. You could name like 10 conservative voices and ask some of these Democrats, what if all these people were assassinated? Would you care? And a lot of them would say no. And the reason is because they've been positioned and they've been brainwashed into believing that These people have opinions that are so bad that killing them is justified. That's the problem. That's the issue. So, and again, we saw with Trump, a lot of them were sad. They were sad that Trump, survived. That's the reason they were sad. So that's really what we're dealing with. It's a big problem. Let's be real. As more time progresses, the less importance 9/11 has. That's just how it goes for any major event. Sure, it'll be mentioned, but it has less importance. Oh, that's just the reality of time passage. That's just the reality of time passage. Just by default, it's going to have less of an impact as 20, 30, 40, 50, 25th anniversary next year. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, this is something different. I mean, this is a major event happening the day before 9/11. So you want to say people aren't talking about 9/11? Well, I mean, this is kind of a crazy news cycle. Odd seeing even Charlie Sheen upset on Rogan. I think Charlie Sheen's gone more conservative now. Yeah, I saw Rogan's reaction. Rogan, Jamie, I remember watching Rogan. Jamie is a liberal. I'm shocked he still has him as the producer or whatever. That dude is a squared liberal. And he's got that annoying voice. Dude, I remember listening to Rogan, and that dude would always try and like fucking counter talk Rogan when Rogan was starting to turn conservative. We live in unfortunate times. Rest in peace, Charlie. You didn't deserve that. Yeah. Thoughts on Representative Luna's proposed legislation designated Antifa as a terrorist group? Well, it's a reaction you could have. I don't know the exact way you respond to this, honestly. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. You could use justification if this person was egged on by Antifa, things like that. I don't know. I think the base is hungry for something to be done because they think, this is an extremely important voice for conservatives. And this is the thing. These liberals can talk about Republican violence. It's a 80 IQ whataboutism slop. That's just completely wrong. Whataboutism, Republican violence. Are you kidding? We have the two most important, or at least two of the most important Republican thought leaders, Trump and Kirk, getting shot at. And Trump barely survived, and it wasn't because of like some crazy Secret Service maneuver. It was because the kid fucking missed. And then we see this with Charlie Kirk. Where's the Democrat? It's not like any of the Democratic politicians are getting shot at, and I'm thankful they're not. I don't want that to happen. But I'm saying it's not even close to a comparison in terms of this violence of Trump and Kirk, and they do whataboutisms. It's ridiculous. Comments on David Pacman's video of Charlie Kirk and a lot of them have that, a lot of them have that mentality, but yeah, it's not, I don't think, to me, I think celebrating it like any liberal or anything like that, I think it's just terrible taste, honestly, but a lot of people have the internet. They're anonymous. They feel fine saying it. A lot of people, even doxing themselves or having themselves out there, they feel comfortable saying it. And a lot of people get fired for saying it as well. I think a lot of them don't really know. And then some of them, I think, are just going to get away with it because there's so many people saying it. Like, it's ridiculous. Thoughts on TMZ audibly cheering in the background? Yeah, and then they said it was because of a car chase. I don't understand that, honestly, but who knows? Maybe they're trying to cover themselves. Do you think this affects the midterms next year? I think it's too early to. I mean, I think it's got a chance. It has a chance to affect it. It's still over a year away, so it's still very early in terms of that. It's not going to be as fresh in people's minds. I think it's got a chance to affect it, though. It'll just depend on the other topics in the administration, things like that. Yeah, they said they were laughing at a car chase. I don't know, man. Events surrounding Kirk and Irina will push the country further to the right in the election 2028. It's a silver lining. Yeah. Yeah, it's very possible. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of remembrance. There's going to be they're saying they're going to do more college events with really high security in honor of Kirk. I've seen a lot of Republicans say that. What a weird thing to be laughing at a car chase. Well, they say in California they love car chases. I don't know what it is, man. It seems like the way they were laughing, it wouldn't really, you know, it didn't really add up to a fucking car chase. But the fat sack blubbered Pritzker blamed Trump for in January 6th. That's what they're conditioned to do that. They can't blame their own party. They have to blame the Republicans over. Check that. They have to blame Trump for everything. Trump just gets blamed for everything. This is why nobody cares. This is why they themselves have to resort to saying, well, Republicans don't like Trump anymore. Because if they say they don't like Trump, nobody gives a fuck. Because these people have said it 1,000 times. And so Trump gets shot, it's his fault. Charlie Kirk gets shot, it's Trump's fault. Someone else gets shot tomorrow, it's Trump's fault. Someone gets shot after that, it's always going to be Trump's fault. There's no accountability. And that's why these things keep happening. There's no accountability within their own party. And their rhetoric gets worse and worse and worse, and it gets more encouragement. I mean, look at the Luigi situation with the healthcare CEO. I mean, you're talking about shooting him in the back of the head, and then it's like, well, he deserved it. Well, this is third world behavior. You shoot someone in the back of the head because you say, well, you know, the system is terrible. It's just third world behavior. Carolina Panthers fired employee for mocking Kirk. There's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of these people that get fired for doing it. And some of them are probably going to sneak by. It's just the sheer volume of the amount of people doing this is, and a lot of them showing their face. You know, many of them do it anonymously, but if you agitate 100 million people, one or two will break. Well, I mean, you could say the exact same thing about the Democrats and their top leaders, but I don't see Republicans shooting them. No, it has more to do with the positioning of everyone that doesn't agree with you is evil. It's Democrat rhetoric, is what it is. Thoughts on the Bolsonaro situation? I saw Rubio said that they're going to try and get him back, or that they're going to take it into consideration. I don't know what they're going to do with Brazil. Yankee Stadium erupts. USA chants. Several people have been shot at Naval Academy. One is being hospitalized. Before the shooting. Oh, I've never seen this. Yeah, hiding the gun with the limp. Wait, is that after the shooting? After the shooting, he's back here. Wow, really? I'm shocked there was no eyewitnesses that caught him. If he's there's no getaway vehicle and he's freaking on foot. Just like home security camera caught him. Trump is at a fucking Yankees game the day after the shooting. Well, that was planned. It was because of 9/11, New York. All right, are we gonna see him or what? Boy, I wonder how much they bought that video for, TMZ. Thanks for everything you do, my ginger friend. I appreciate that, the wow man. The ginger girl who mocked. Yeah, I saw that girl. That was brutal, man. That's a cruelty level. She's an OF model. That's not surprising. He wasn't limping there. Yeah, he probably disregarded the gun already. I mean, it looked like he was hiding the gun. That's why he was limping. Him limping before the shooting. I mean, obviously you need to move quickly if you're gonna do something like that. So he wasn't really limping. I think that's the video you were talking about. Yeah, no, I hear you. It's an interesting video if that's it looks like it's him. Yeah, apparently they said the security was extremely, but I mean, I'm wondering the shooting happened like really outside of the event, So the shooting happens outside of the event. It's one of those things to where you don't want to do the Monday morning quarterback, the what could they should have done. But I mean, there's a lot of different perched areas for someone to be. And Charlie Kirk is someone that's a lot of liberals don't like him. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's just like there's a lot of potential roof areas. I think he just fucking walked right up. Like I don't know the access to the roof exactly. I'm sure it'll probably be revealed in terms of how you get up there. He could have gotten up there just probably from the exterior without even going into the building. Honestly, it'll depend on how the different roof heights are configured, but I can tell you this is about a 7 to 10 minute walk to the event. And I wonder where he's coming from. Like I wonder how much he's already walked already. But that's crazy. You get away with that. But then what's with the other people? This doesn't really look like someone that is although I don't know, maybe. There were people on the rooftops all around. No, 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 no. No, they weren't on rooftops. No, and he shot from a further away building. There was like a close building with a white roof. There was another building, and then there was a further away building that had different heights. Like the roof was different heights. One area was shorter, the next area was taller. 4chan is saying it's an artist from Utah named Sky Valdez. Can you confirm? No, I can't confirm it. I know 4chan said that like 3 or 4 hours ago. If 4chan ends up getting this, I mean, looks like a religious hate crime. No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's a trans thing. Um, did you see the video from some witness phone showing the guy on the roof? I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw that. The old guy who first got arrested was a well-known on-campus dickhead crazy activist. The second guy that got arrested had a pellet gun. So the guy's just crazy. So it's like a fake diversion, or I don't even get. So he said, but why would they arrest him? Because he said he shot him. Football seems so insignificant now, Boomer. Yeah, I mean this is a real life thing here with this. I haven't really looked. It's not the weekend yet. Old guy had dementia. Rumors on Trump having a stroke today. Is it for real? I never heard that. Trump having a stroke. I never heard that. There's a lot of rumors on Trump's health. I'll say that. There's a lot of rumors on Trump's health. Sarah, thank you for that. Do you think the mass deportations will pick up soon? Well, they're getting the funding, I think, in October. So, I mean, the hope is they pick up significantly. I guess we'll see. Not sure why they arrested him. Maybe erratic behavior. Yeah. No, it's just, I guess he was screaming and stuff, but he creates a diversion. But I mean, this kind of seems like it's somebody would have seen them. There's got to be an eyewitness that saw this dude leave a building, or I mean, he's on foot the entire time. I get you when you get into the group of people, you blend in and stuff, but the old guy was probably celebrating. It looks sus. You know, the dude that was celebrating right in front. That was a crazy video. I don't know. The people were saying that was AI. They kind of looked ridiculous that he was celebrating that quickly. Trump gave an interview today. He looked okay. The last thing we need is Trump with a health issue here. I mean, this is, they were trying to say Trump had a health issue like 2 weeks ago. Old guy was yelling, "Shoot me." I know. Normally, something like you get identified as a shooter. You're not the shooter. You say, "I'm not the shooter. Why are you arresting me?" He was saying, "Shoot me, and I know my rights." That's what he was saying when he got arrested. Yeah, I know. This is Trump in the locker room.
I wish it was a little bit bigger, you know. A little bit bigger. What a big player. What a player. So you have that much muscle, you have to hit the ball first. A fantastic player. I appreciate that. Unbelievable player. Thank you. I appreciate that. Great to know you. Thank you. I wish.
Yeah, Aaron Judge is like 6'10". Really, you're gonna go with the Mossad stuff, dude? I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know, I saw Ian Carroll do it immediately, and it's like, who can be the first one to call out that it's Israel? And it's like, it just seems so inauthentic, honestly. I mean, let's just see what comes out, and I don't know, man. Aaron Judge hit a home run. Aaron Judge has been slumping. He was injured. I think we'll see if he gets better, but yeah, he's had a good year. But it's not even like Kirk was I mean, he was asking a few questions, I guess. Trump is so personable with regular people, actually listens and gives people his time. Yeah, he does. He's very he is very human. Like he reaches a human level, a general public level that a lot of politicians don't seem to reach in terms of not being awkward with people. Rest in peace to the 2,977 souls who perished on 9/11, and the many who have health issues afterwards from the debris. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk too. We will never forget. 3,000 people. 3,000 people. Yeah, that's an event that's just, I mean, trying to reflect on 9/11 and stuff, and you want to say a few words, but you know, this Kirk stuff is so, it's just crazy timing. 9/10/25, America's turning point. Yeah, it goes with Turning Point. I wonder what they're gonna do. I'm sure, you know, Turning Point USA is still gonna be active and stuff like. I just wonder who had, he was the huge draw of Turning Point USA. I mean, he would collab with other people. Like, I would see him go with Tulsi Gabbard. He'd go with people and do debates. But I don't know. You see the white hat? Yeah, I saw that. I saw the white cap hand signal, dude. I don't know, man. I'm not. I mean, what do you want me to say about that? I speculate. I mean, who knows? You know, they were saying there were really weird people in the crowd at the Trump shooting as well, and I don't really think any of that materialized into being anything. You ever been height mogged? It's kind of hard to when you're 6'2". It's hard to be height mugged when you're. I'd be height mugged by Aaron Judge maybe. No new 9/11 angles released this year, right? It depends. No, I mean, there's probably angles you haven't seen. They're very hard to find though. You know, they washed everything off of YouTube. There's a lot of 9/11 stuff that's lost media at this point. You probably have. There's probably angles you haven't seen. You'd be surprised that the restoration, the HD video that they have of 9/11. A lot of it you can find. Well, there's a lot of stuff on Reddit. Not a lot on YouTube, just because they don't permit certain stuff. Although you can find stuff on YouTube. It's just they suppress the search results. A lot of the times you have to go to a filter to input the search results to manually be able to find the videos, because they sometimes suppress them. Considering the following, it's been like 8 hours since the FBI released the shooter photo. By now, they must know who he is from a tip. Interesting. Yeah, probably from Steven Crowder or something. You saw a video where a white guy behind the building with a black ponytail and black beard was jogging fast. He took off his black clothes. Why do they refuse to release the 93 tapes? Flight 93? Black Box? What do you mean? I mean, it was destroyed on impact. On the anniversary, curious to hear about the most interesting 9/11 story you've ever read. Lucky Larry. Well, there's a ton of them. John O'Neill would probably take the cake if you know his story. It's just insane. I mean, he called it and then died because of it. If you know his story, I mean. How did the passport survive? Well, people make fun of me if I, but there is small items that can survive things like that. I'm not even kidding. I'm being honest. But it wouldn't really make sense for them to fake. I mean, to fake that. I mean, I understand it seems ridiculous that would survive, but small little things like that, they can survive plane crashes. The video got community noted by Twitter. It was not even the same location or place and time. Well, then who was it? It was kind of a strange. I mean, he was. It kind of made sense though. It was like he's walking to the event with the gun in his pants, so he was limping, and then he went behind the houses after the shooting to try and conceal himself. But I don't know. I know. What if 4chan has this Sky person? I mean, I don't know. This is JD Vance. They're in Arizona. The body was flown back to Kirk's home. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the FBI, and I don't know what's going on with Patel. They got the person wrong twice and tweeted about it. It's a problem. But I mean, if they are able to find him, hopefully, and we can just see who this is. You can say it's incompetence or whatever, but there's a song that's a month old titled Charlie Kirk Dead at 31. Now, I've heard about that. I have. I mean, we'll see if it's turns out to be some type of manipulation or if it turns out to be true or who knows. Who do you think will succeed Charlie and Turning Point USA? Well, in terms of like doing those type of debates like that, they really don't have anyone fully else that's like second in command to Charlie Kirk. So I think they would have to find someone or something. But with Kirk, he was, I mean, it's hard to replace that. He was only 31, but just he could debate very well, and it's a challenge to replace that. So I mean, he would go with people, but it was more like influencer types. I don't, or like in politicians sometimes. Obviously, they're not going to replace him with a politician. You were there yesterday, about 50 feet from Charlie. You can't unsee what I saw. Prayers to his wife and to those involved. Wow, if you were there, that is definitely an immediate like traumatic shock, I would say. I mean, how about the guy that was talking? That was a liberal that was talking to Charlie Kirk, debating him, as you know, and then it happened, and there was a video that showed his reaction, and it looked like he was just in complete shock. Thoughts on Massey? Yeah, Massey is he's grifting again. He's obsessed with the Epstein stuff. He won't even really mention the Kirk stuff. I don't know, man. I mean, Massey's always been, you know, he's got the whole model of being anti-Israel and stuff, and then he's just obsessed with Epstein now. It's dude debating him must be traumatized for life. Yeah, that's one of those that's tough. It's a lot of willpower. You know, definitely it's hard, really hard to see something like that for sure, especially if you're debating him and you're looking right at him. Please get on a call with this guy. The witness, yeah, that I would be interested in that. But you know, people don't want to speak. I mean, it's not. You don't want to do interviews after that. Charlie was a moderate, not even radical. Shame on the left. Well, that's just what it is, unfortunately. And you're right. He did have a lot of normal positions, being anti-abortion, being pro-family. He did call out, the ridiculous crime problem that the black community has, and they don't like that. They don't like even when rudimentary stuff like that gets called out. And he was against, all the trans identity and kids transitioning. I mean, these are all very, very normal takes, and to see that happen because of it, but that's the thing with the left, is they really hated him. You can sit there and say, well, he was just a normal right winger. Those people hated him, and they celebrated when he horrifically died on camera. I mean, that's just that is what it is. So you can say, well, he's a moderate right winger, but obviously they hated him. What's your opinion on Fuentes? Just curious. I'm not a fan of his personality, but what's your take? Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got a significant movement within the right wing space, and now it seems like he's going up against Carlson for the further right, kind of younger men, and they're trying to appeal to him. It's like competition. I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see where he goes from here. I know he said a lot of stuff online. I think it's going to be hard for him to get actually elected. Obviously, he wants to get elected to something, you can tell, but I think it's going to be a challenge with all the shit that he said. So I guess we'll see. I mean, obviously, very, very talented. Hope I have a good day. Thank you. Farage is a clown. What, from the UK? I would tell what I saw so people understand. Well, I mean, can you confirm that you were there? Is there a way for you to confirm that you were there? I mean, I'm not asking for you a video or anything like that, but haven't heard the AI super chat voice once yet. Well, I've stopped it for the time being. It's more about a flow thing. I mean, when I start, the viewership is going to go back down very likely. So when it goes back down, I'll turn it back on. You got photos from your perspective. Do you have Discord? If you want to join my Discord and we can start there. Join my Discord and get in contact with someone on my Discord if someone from my Discord is watching this stream. Bolsonaro 70 sentenced to 27 years in prison over plotting a coup. Rubio, U.S. will respond accordingly to this witch hunt. They're obviously not happy. It looks like Tim Walz. It says Charlie deserved it.
Boy, good boy. Come on, good boy. Boy, good boy. Come on.
They threw his stuff into the fountain. I mean, that's a heinous thing to put on there, I think. Hiding his face. Honestly, I think a lot of them just wear masks now, all times. So, does someone have the link for the Discord? If you go to my community tab, go to the community tab post, and then go to you can find the link for the Discord on the community tab. Did you see the British government guy that got fired over the last Epstein link? No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I don't know about the Epstein stuff. The Epstein stuff is, I've said a lot on that. It's like, I just find it ridiculous, honestly. I just think it's crazy. If there's seriously bad stuff about Trump, they wouldn't reveal it already. Nigel from the UK is blaming Trump. You got to be kidding me. From the Reform Party? Like the stream. Yeah, you guys like the stream. Like the stream. I'll be doing an interview with someone at some point. Did you see the neighborhood surveillance cameras? I did see it. To me, it looks like it's him, but now someone's saying, but I mean, why would TMZ pay for that video? You know how much TMZ probably paid for that? That's got to be him. It makes sense if it were him because he'd be concealing the weapon in his pants. I mean, I don't know for sure. Like the stream, please. Trick the... It's not... I mean, why is it a trick? I mean, people enjoy it. It's not a trick. I mean, if people like the stream, it's going to be shown more. Was the clip real of Kirk saying Epstein has been a plot by Mossad for decades to blackmail the most powerful people in the U.S.? Well, I think they're going to show everything. Listen, they're going to show everything that Kirk says that's anti-Israel to try and paint the narrative, that Israel was involved. I know Kirk was kind of, maybe because he was a staunch defender of Israel, and then it was like a month or two he started pivoting a little bit because I mean everyone was pivoting. A lot of the younger people were pivoting. Obviously, he knew that, and so look, I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel realistic. It feels like there's a lot more bigger critics than Kirk about Israel. Certainly, way bigger critics than Kirk. So I don't know, man. What's your X account? It's a DGINGZS, I believe. When you do the first Barron Trump interview, you're gonna I'd be mainstreamed overnight. An overnight mainstream. An overnight profile boost. I caved. I like the stream. Yeah, that's why I got to start doing that. That's the only way I get it. And that's really the only way the algorithm knows now that you think about it. I mean, if there's not like participation, it's not going to be recommended on, in discovery, I guess is what it's called. Have they specifically said what rifle? I think they did say the exact rifle. They have a photo of it if you want to take a look at it. It's on my video, the video I did. He posted in my Discord. All right, let me check. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I'm signed into Discord on my computer. You were there and have photos from your perspective. Well, let me ask you this: you want to get into a private a private call? You want to get into a private call on Discord? But you need to post the photos in the Discord. We might get an eyewitness. Post the photos so I know you were there. Because what did this dude just trolled the hell out of me? I'm trying not to get trolled. Oh, he did it in politics? Okay, I'll look in politics. Dude, you got a video of him. Trump has to attend Yankees Mets next year on 25th anniversary. Yeah, he's going to for sure. All right, he's trolling. I don't know, man. It looks... All right, let me pull it up. Hopefully I'm signed on. Please wait, I'm not signed on? No, I think I'm signed on. Oh, dude. Dude. Dude, what the fuck? Let me see if I can find my fucking shit on here. Hold on. I'm gonna have to switch. All right, dude, what the fuck is all this? What is all this shit? Dude, we've got all these channels.
That's a lot of people.
See if wait for it to load. It's skipping.
All right, we're gonna get started.
So, I mean... Is this a real person? How do I find the Discord? You got to go to the politics channel. It's real? Well, listen, I've really got nothing to lose, honestly. So if you want to go in, what I would say is let's make sure it's work. I think it's gonna work. So we can go into a voice channel. How do I go into a private voice channel so these people don't join? Nobody join. Love hearing about the media saying we need to turn down the volume. It's literally a joke. People are turning it up. All right, dude, just join the normal one. Life of Dan, go ahead and join the voice channel. Yeah, I think I can just call them. Life of Dan, go ahead and join the voice channel. I should really just do a private call. How do you do a private call? He's got to join one of the channels. Click on his profile. I don't see it anywhere. Private call on Discord DMs. Hey man, what's up?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, man. Well, you gotta, dude. I don't even know. I don't even know what to ask you. I guess just tell me the story that you remember in terms of where you were at, where you were located in relation to where Kirk was, and just tell me the first things that's on your mind.
Absolutely. Sorry, my heart's racing like it was yesterday. So I live probably about 30 minutes from UVU. I actually went there for a degree, and then I kind of dropped out and started a business. So I was familiar with the area. My sister lives down there in Orem, Provo area. So I just got my two younger brother-in-laws, my wife's little brothers, and we were hyped for this event. We got there. I'm going to try to send more photos. And they had this tent kind of behind where I was standing. And we were just able to weasel our way down, I'd say about 50 feet from Charlie. And we were hyped because we were going to obviously see him in person. I've got videos of him coming out. I've got a minute-long video of us cheering. It's not going to let me say that or send that. But then I also have like all the liberal protest videos of all the people that were up and to our right, up on that upper balcony. And it was funny because the cops kept pushing them away and a little bit farther, but then obviously the louder they would get. So yeah, it's not letting me send the really long video. But they were chanting, screaming, and Charlie, he came out. He first was throwing hats. He threw a bunch of hats, and it was really fun to see that. We were all clamoring for hats and all that kind of stuff, but that's when the actual debate started. And I remember their speakers weren't very loud, so the whole crowd, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos for it, were chanting like, "Hey, you've got to turn up the speakers," because we couldn't hear anything. We could barely, and I'm only 50 feet away. You'd really have to listen to hear what the debate was about. But the liberal chants up above us were getting so loud, and they were like, they had this chant going, "F Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk is a cuck," all those, just the stupid chants that we were actually making fun of them. I think in some of the videos I sent, you can see me and my brother-in-law just chanting, "This is stupid. These guys are idiots. Like, go away." And so we got through the first question. The first question was about Mormons and like how Charlie feels about Mormons. I happen to be Mormon. And so I was always interested in that question. I was planning on going down there and asking something similar, but obviously the first question was about it. Charlie Kirk was very pro Mormon, and which was really cool. But that's when the second guy came up, and his first question was like, "Hey, how do you feel about all the transgender guns, like the gun violence that transgender is happening?" And I remember Charlie picked up the mic and he said, "It's too much, or it's happening too often," something along those lines. And everyone started screaming. It was very exciting. But then once we settled down, he started continuing asking, like, "Hey, how do we work with the transgender gun violence?" And then all of a sudden, it was just the loudest bang I have ever heard in my entire life. And I was up on his left, our right, like the right side of the venue, his left. So if you're looking at him, we're to the right. And it was like this stepped pattern, and I was on like the third row. And it was the loudest bang. And I remember thinking, and it sounds so weird because I've been around gunfire my whole life. Oh, it's just a flare. Um, that's when this is gruesome, and I don't want, if you don't want me to tell you what I saw.
No, it's fine.
I okay, yeah, I was able to see from 50 feet away Charlie get hit and his eyes roll back into his head. And I've never been so close to someone's eyes rolling back to their head. That's how close I was. I could see his eyeballs. And then he slouched to his left, and that's when everyone all of a sudden hit the deck. And my first instinct was always get the hell out of there. So I booked it up the things. I somehow cut open my knee. I had no idea. We booked it inside to the venue, and that's when I got separated from my brother-in-law's. And because we didn't know if he was gonna start targeting the crowd. We don't know what's going on. But it was just this loud bang, and everyone just started booking it. I was crawling over people. People were crawling over others. There were elderly people right in front of me that I don't know how they got out, and I pray to God that they did. But we got into like this. I found this computer room, and there was this big burly guy picking up women and not throwing in like a bad way, but like just getting down inside of this computer room. And he actually helped me get underneath some computer desks, and uh, that's when I stood up and I said, "No, I'm not staying here. I'm getting the hell out of here." And it turns out I actually booked it into the same forest that the alleged shooter also booked it into. And there was this car. It was a small little hatchback car that pulled over and rolled down his window. It was a father and a son, and said, "What the hell's happening?" And there was two other random women with me. And I said, "Hey, there's a shooting. We got to get the hell out of here. Can you get us off campus?" So we all just piled in his car. I was holding these two girls' hands. I don't know their names. I don't know anything about them. But I was able, by the grace of God, don't know how, able to get the driver to the LDS church parking lot that I parked at, which was off campus, because obviously if you don't have a parking pass, you can't park on campus. So I parked at a Mormon church off campus. I can even send you the pin of the church that I parked at. And he got us there. I was able to get into my car, but the thing is, I was separated from my brother-in-laws. And luckily, I was sharing location with them. So I was able to pinpoint their location. One of them has really bad asthma, so he was collapsing, trying to run. But I was able to drive the best I could to them. I got them both in my car, even though they had their car at the venue. And I said, "Just get in my car. I don't care what we're doing. We're driving off campus." This is something we had no idea what was going on. We didn't know what the hell was going on. We didn't know if there was more shots fired, just because we were out of there so quick. And that's when I looked down and my knee was just gushing blood. I had no idea how. Don't know when it happened, but it obviously did. But I just drove for about 30 minutes. I didn't know where the hell I was going. I drove, and eventually we got onto the freeway, and we were headed towards my house where my wife was waiting. She was unconsolable because the first thing I did when I ran inside was call her, and I was just saying, "Hey, I'm safe. I'm safe. You need to know I'm safe." And then I hung up. But obviously, she was probably a mess, and I feel bad for doing that to her. Um, but she was safe. She's obviously home. It was her one day off of work, which was a miracle again. And that's when I started to have the adrenaline crash. So I had to pull over on the freeway and just off on the shoulder. And I was like, guys, I can't feel my hands, my stomach, but I've gotten us safe at least off campus, far away. And so my brother-in-law came in and he switched driving and he got us the rest of the way home. But I've been to I've already been talking to therapists because I don't know. I know it's crazy, but like I obviously I was there. I was witnessing history. I witnessed international news, and that's something I never want to do again. Um, but I've been to therapy sessions so far. I had a trouble sleeping last night, but because I literally keep replaying it in my head, if that makes any sense. I see a man get shot in his neck from 50 feet away with his eyes roll back into his head and slump over. I watched it with my own eyes, and the panic that set in for everyone. And they were I feel so bad. There were little kids there. There were babies, moms, everyone just panicking. And it's funny because I've been watching you for years. And when so I had to message you. I even paid in the super chat. I'm like, I would love to tell my story if someone's got it. I have more photos. Um, but but yeah, that was honestly my experience. It was the fastest, quickest escape I've ever had in my life. I'm still coughing from it because of how far I ran. I have no idea how far I ran, but that campus is on a hill. And I don't know if you can see it from like Google Images or Google Maps, but I was booking it up a hill. And that's the part that probably got to my lungs so bad because I usually I go running a lot, but in adrenaline, it's crazy how I was able to get from point A with a loud ass gunfire to something I'd never experienced in my entire life to my car back home. And that's when it was all starting to come down. And I had some friends bring me dinner yesterday. So it's just been an absolute shit show. But yeah, it was extremely loud. And that's something that, like I said, I've been around gunfire, and I'm a gun owner, pro Second Amendment, and I go shooting a lot. So believe me when I say you hear that boom and then you can hear that crack. I don't know if people have been around gunfire, but it's that boom with the thwip. And that's when we realized it seems like it was 5 minutes, but it was obviously within milliseconds where we realized it was a gunfire and it wasn't a flare or a firework. Um, and then watching Charlie slump over is something that I will never get out of my head, and I can't stop. I can't stop replaying it in my head.
Well, that is an insane story. It looks like just from the vantage point, you were relative. I mean, pretty close to Charlie. I want to ask you just in terms of
Yeah.
the timing of this event. When was it exactly supposed to start, and how long was he throwing the hats? And just like for the shooter to time this perfectly, so he shot him really early on in the event.
Yes. So the event was supposed to start at noon, and I got there at about 11 because I wanted to get a good seat, and that's why I was able to get within what, yeah, like I said, 50 feet. I was so close that I watched. I saw things that I never want to see again. That's how close I was. But up above behind me, they had this little booth that they were giving out little pins. I have them right here, literally in my hands, like food is medicine, free the First Amendment pin. I got buttons. And so we were happy. They were giving out free stuff, and at about noon, it was 12:04. I remember because people were screaming, "Hey, he's late! He's late!" Because underneath or behind his actual stand, there was a little driveway, and they had pulled up, like, I don't know if they were armored vehicles, but they were all black. I don't know if they were armored. But it was at 12:04 that he came out, and that's the video I have. It's about a minute long. It's not sending. But that's when he came out and cheering, and he was screaming, "Who wants hats?" Throwing out hats to everyone. They probably threw out 150 hats all in that one little area. But he didn't start the actual discourse for people. Probably about 11:15, and like I said, the first guy was an LDS guy who wanted to debate him on LDS Mormon theology versus Charlie's a Protestant, and that was basically it. It was going nowhere. No one's going to change each other's minds. It was just kind of a fun little gimmick. And then it was the second guy that was at about 12. I don't even know what time the shooting was. I've turned off my social media on my phone because it's just too much for me. But it was I'm assuming it was 12:25, 12:30 is when this all shit show happened. I can even let me look at my call logs with my wife, because I called my wife immediately after it happened to let her know I was okay. Let's find it. The very first call I had to my wife, 12:24, and it was a 37-second call. Of me saying, "Hey, look, I'm safe." Obviously, my poor wife's on the freeway driving to go get her nails done. She got off the freeway, turned right around, went home, and so yeah.
And so, just when the shooting happened, just you were not recording it, and because I know there were some people.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, there were some people recording. I personally wasn't recording, because I was just more in the moment of listening to the topic. And like I said, if you can find anyone else that was there, the speakers were so low that we couldn't really hear. So that's why people were screaming. I don't know if you can see them in the videos. I haven't watched any videos just because I've saw it firsthand. I don't want to relive it. People were screaming like, turn up the volume, because we couldn't hear. And so I was more focused on trying to hear what the hell was going on, like with the debate and what Charlie was saying. And I know that one of the last things that Charlie said was, that I remember, it was the question about the transgender gun violence, and Charlie said it's happening too much, and then the crowd cheered, and then he asked another question, and that's when the shots rang out. So that's as far as I remember in terms of the debate. The speakers were so low that even 50 feet away I could barely understand, because you've got the liberal idiots up in the top right behind me cheering, screaming the F word, Charlie's a cuck, all that stupid stuff. So it was hard to hear what the conversation was. So but it was literally in the second question, and the second question happened to be about transgender gun violence, and that's why I'm almost certain, not certain, I don't want to call anyone out, but how can someone that's suspected to be transgender gunman, or at least have transgender ideologies, happen to shoot right when there's a transgender gun question going up? I don't know if that's probably just my brain connecting dots, but I'm like, was that a signal to the shooter? I don't know. It's all I know is the second guy was talking about that.
Yeah, no, and it makes sense. These are longer events. You're not going to sit there and record everything. The morbid thing is that Kirk, I think for his YouTube, he normally records this stuff, and I'm sure whatever they have, they're not going to release. But you can only imagine. And then just in terms of the actual shooting itself, there was some serious blood loss. Did you see that?
My my poor brother-in-laws saw a lot more than I did. One of them 17 years old, and they both got to see it initially start to pour, if that sounds like anything. I had recognized the gunfire before they did, probably because I've been around it longer or more than they have, and that's when I was able to get out. Like I had turned around before they had, so I only saw him react and slump with his eyes roll back, whereas they saw that initial little spurt of blood. But we were all out of there. I remember thinking, I got in my car and I immediately said, "There's no way. There is no way someone would survive that." And when we got to my house, my parents were on their way to comfort. My wife's parents were on the way. Um, we were all sitting on the couch biting our nails, adrenaline still pumping, and I had no faith that he was going to survive it. But we had heard news reports that he was in stable, or not stable, but critical condition, which gave me hope. But the second we heard he passed, that's when it became even more real, and that's what that was hard.
Yeah, there were a lot of conflicting reports. Everyone was hoping. The problem was the video. I mean, there's several videos. There's a really close up video is just terrible, and people are like, there's no way with that much blood loss. I'm interested. So when the shooting happened, everyone gets down. Did you run in the opposite way of Charlie, or in the like which direction did you run?
Yeah. So if you see those photos, and I'm more than happy if you want to put them on. I've got obviously the YouTube stream pause, so I don't know if you have, just because I'm on Discord. But if you show like photos from my perspective, I ran directly backwards, and you can compare them from photos far away. I ran towards like to the left of Charlie, back into the buildings, climbing over people, like again skinning my knee. Um, I ran backwards. My brother-in-law's ran backwards. I don't know where anyone. My brain was so get the hell out of there. I don't know where anyone else did. I just remember getting into a random stranger's car who's kind enough to give us a ride off campus and just holding these random girls that I'd found. I've never met them in my life, but we were all holding hands and just in sheer panic. Um, it's just little snippets of memory, but yeah, like running inside and getting out. So I ran behind me, which is to the north of where everything was.
Well, it's just it's an insane story, and I guess just
Yeah.
when it comes to I don't know. I mean, so it happened about. I'm guessing the shooter knew the exact time when it was starting, and that's why he did it really early on. So I mean, I'm guessing you didn't see because there's a few videos. I don't know if you've seen it where you can see the shooter on the roof. You didn't see any of that. You weren't looking for that.
No, we were so focused on the now and like what the question was. I have videos and like point 0.5 photos on iPhone of like try, and I was sending them to my wife as everything was going on before the shots rang out, just to show her how many people were there. It was crazy, but never once did we look up at the roofs of the buildings towards the mountains to the east, and that's why it was so crazy because yeah, it was just that big crack sound and then that crack and whip, which is what gunfire makes, especially if you're far away, not far away from it, but you're not the one pulling the trigger. It makes such a distinct sound, and that's why I didn't know it came from a roof. There was a little balcony that on photos I'll send uh, of people up there on this little balcony up to my left, and straight ahead of me. That's where I thought the gunfire came from because it obviously was so loud. It sounded so close. Um, Here's some 0.5 images I'm sending. And that's why it was so crazy to me that we thought it was up on that balcony. So when we ran into the building, we didn't know, hey, are we going to be running into the shooter? We had no idea. But my body was able to carry my legs to the off campus, get my brother-in-law's out of there before my brain function started to kick back in, as opposed to just getting the hell out of there.
Right. Yeah, it's insane to I'm trying to be involved in something like this, and it's probably just like so when you were running away from the event, did you know in your head like he's gone?
It wasn't until I got to my car, because obviously it was like, hey, my first priority is to be alive for my wife and make sure her brothers are alive. At first, I ran into a bathroom, and I remember turning around and going, "No, this is a dead end. There ain't no way I'm going in here." So there were some thoughts in my brain besides get out, but it wasn't until the car ride where I sat down, turned on my car to go find my brother-in-law's, that I was like, "There is no way. There is no way in hell that someone would survive a shot right to the neck, right where I saw him get hit."
Right. I'm trying to find a way to. Does anyone know how to silence the notifications? Oh, here it is.
I have some pictures of before I got to my spot, a little farther away from the venue. Um, I'll get, yeah, if you want those.
Yeah, and I mean it
There's
just
that.
it's like it's almost every man for themselves. You know, the public that we're sitting here, it's always about, you know, it's like Kirk and he got shot, and it's all about. But for you guys, I'm sure it's like it's a mad dash because it's like this is a mass shooting. You don't know what's happening. I mean, I'm sure it's really bad.
Exactly. And that's what I like. I've been talking with my wife, like, thank the absolute Lord in heaven that it was not a mass shooting, because I was right there. It could have been me. There was, like I said, there were four elderly women right in front of me, which I was shocked that they were coming, but they were excited just as we were. I'm 26, so it's not like I'm college. I wasn't college age. I was just excited to go see someone that I've been watching for years. Um, so yeah, and I still don't. I obviously everyone else got out safe and okay, which is all that matters. But it wasn't until I got to my car that I was like, oh, thank the heavens it wasn't a mass shooting, because that could have been a lot worse. Well, it would have been a hell of a lot worse. And it's already a terrible situation, but the fact that I'm still alive and everyone else in that crowd is still alive is a miracle in and of itself.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, because that could have been a lot worse. It seemed like the shooter was trying to prioritize somehow getting away, and I guess they have at this point. They're still on the loose. We'll have to see if they end up getting caught. But uh, I really appreciate your story and telling us this firsthand, you know, information on you know where you were, because you know, it's very rare to get something like this. So I do really appreciate this, and it's
Yeah, absolutely. And that's here, I'll send you a picture of some of the badges if people are still not believing me. Some of the badges that I got to pick up for free at the stand. Like I said, they were handing stuff out for free. It was just a perfectly normal, happy day. My wife, before we left, looked at me in the eyes and she said, "I'm not feeling good in my stomach about this. Something's going to happen." Um, and obviously, I pushed it aside and said, "Oh, he does this twice a week, every week for the past 5 years. Everything's going to be fine." Um, but my wife's intuition was greater than mine that day. So,
wow, yeah. I mean, because yeah, he does these events all the time, and you know, when you talk about like the sound problem, I'm sure they probably have that issue just with like bigger events. Do you know like the approximate amount of people that were there?
I don't know. There had to have been thousands. In one of the photos I sent you, it's a point 0.5 image. It is just absolutely absurd how many people are in that photo. And I live in Utah. It's a Republican state. I've been a Republican my whole life. I never thought that the state would turn blue, besides Salt Lake City, because there's just a bunch of wackos up there. But that's why I was genuinely thinking, oh, just a couple hundred people are going to be there. But no, it was shocking even me how many people were showing up. So there had to have been 2,000 plus, because there were so many that the whole venue filled up and the balconies above were starting to fill up, and that's something that shocked me. I was just lucky to get there early enough to be able to be so close.
In Utah Valley, it's like a small university, right?
Yeah, it's not. So we have the two major universities here, the University of Utah and then BYU. And then there's obviously a bunch of small ones. UVU, like I said, I went there just because it was cheaper tuition as opposed to going to the U. So it's a hell of a lot smaller. Still thousands of students, obviously, but it's way smaller.
Right. And what do you think? Like, what time do you think you got home from? Like, was Kirk still? They hadn't announced it yet.
Yeah, they had not announced it. Like I said, let's see. I have phone logs of when I got home. So it probably seemed like 5 hours, but it was probably around here. Here's when I called my bishop. It was about 1:20, 1:30 when I got home, which is just over an hour. Maybe it's even a little less than an hour of when the actual shooting itself happened.
Yeah, and then people. I mean, people were speculating whether, I mean, I'm not sure. It is, he was not pronounced dead on arrival, so they were trying to do blood
Yeah, no,
transfusions.
exactly. Utah. So the University of Utah has one of, if not the greatest hospital in the nation, up in Salt Lake City. So I assumed they were going to get him stable as best they could, and then just life flight him up there. Because if you want to live through something like this, you go to the University of Utah. And so we got home. We didn't really want to open news coverage, the three of us that were there. So we had my wife and my mother-in-law and my parents checking. And so it was, I don't know when he was pronounced dead, at least publicly. But we were genuinely thinking maybe he really did survive this, even though we had watched it. In our brains, there's no way. But then when we heard that he was in critical condition, meaning he was still alive, we're like, oh wow, maybe this really could he could live this. And that's, like I said, the second we found out is when reality really hit. It was like, oh well, I did just see someone die. Then it wasn't just someone getting shot and survived.
Yeah, there was some weird reporting. Tim Pool reported that he was stable. Other people said it was critical condition but stable, and it's just like, I don't know the exact medical terminology, but I don't see how he could be stable, at that time. But people were,
Yeah, that's what we were confused at, because we kept hearing reports he's critical but stable, and I was like, isn't that an oxymoron? But but I don't know the medical state. My wife's a medical assistant, so she probably knows more. But that answer. But as far as I know, yeah. When we heard he was critical, I'm like, oh, there's hope. He's still alive. We're all sitting there praying in our heads, just please survive this, and then yeah.
yeah. It seemed like a good, like, 95% of the crowd was like gone. I saw a few videos from like people that were hanging around after the event. But yeah, it seemed like everyone kind of dispersed, I guess, in different areas.
Yeah, it was just an absolute madhouse. And today I woke up and found out that they had said that the shooter ran into that forest. There's only one little forested area in the whole campus, well, not the whole campus, but in that area, and that's that is the exact same spot that I ran. So that's what I woke up to was, holy shit, I could have ran past him and had no idea, just because of all the chaos. Um,
Well, it
because
seems
I ran right to the forest area.
it seems like he might have had like a head start on you guys, because if you he shoots and then there's a video of him running off the backside of the roof as everyone gets down. So I wonder kind of like how that worked in terms of him getting off of the roof, and I don't know if nobody saw him or if maybe he was like in front of you guys where you were running.
Yeah, he must have been, because, like I said, I ran to the same exact forest, and in your brain, in the fight or flight mode, it was very crazy. But I was like, what if I run face to face with this guy? So that's why I just found that random bystander who was willing and able to let me and a couple of girls, college age girls. So obviously, I was the oldest one there. I'm 26. I'm an old fogey by that point. Get into the car. So if I don't know. So I think I thank that guy that drove me and saved me to get off campus. I don't know who he is. Never see him again, and I'll never see those girls again. But uh, yeah, I ran to that same forest. He was probably there before me, um, but luckily the car was able to get me out off campus.
Yeah, and I saw someone say that they did put Kirk in an SUV. I guess just because they couldn't have an ambulance there in time. He looked very limp, and they just kind of threw him in an SUV and tried to get him to the hospital. Do you know which hospital he went to?
I know that he went to, so every campus down here has like a small, like a small hospital. So I know he went to UVU hospital, like the Utah Valley Hospital, which it's a smaller thing. It's obviously not this huge, big old hospital. So I assumed they were taking him there to get him stable at least, and then they were gonna get him up to the Utah Utes Hospital, because that, like I said, that U hospital up there is some of the best in the nation. So I was assuming get him stable here and life flight the hell out of him up to Salt Lake City, which is about an hour drive, so it'd obviously be quicker via helicopter. So that's what we were all praying for. But I know for a fact it was the Valley, like the UVU campus hospital that they have for students and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they just had to rush him somewhere. It's just morbid curiosity, but I heard, I think it's basically impossible. They would have had to have had blood on, like, right next to him and being ready to, operate on him immediately I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah, it again, when we were in the car and we were driving God knows where. I don't even know where we were headed. We were just driving as far as as long as it was off campus. That's when we all were like, guys, I don't think this guy's gonna make it because of what we saw. Like it was a neck shot. We watched it hit the neck, and I'm like, it's got to be a miracle to survive that. So when we got home and heard that he was still in critical, at least meaning he's alive, that's when we were like, okay, maybe there is a chance. But deep down, we knew.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really appreciate your perspective on this, and this is very, very good. I appreciate your storytelling, and just I hope you're able to get over this and get the help that you need, because I'm sure there was a liberal that he was debating, and I think what Kirk
Yeah,
said, because I've seen the shooting and things like that so many times. He said he was having him clarify, if gun or gang violence versus just regular school shootings, because they like to do that in the school shooting, or just
yeah,
the mass shooting. They say, well, they add the gang violence and then it makes the numbers look worse. And so I think Kirk was trying to have him clarify it, but I don't know if you've seen
yep,
the video of the person that's debating him just goes, it looks like they've just completely gone pale when they see, because they have constant eye contact and they're like maybe 10 feet away, so it's really bad.
yeah. Well, prayers to that guy because yeah. So I'd always seen on YouTube like Charlie Kirk's videos, and it always like, oh, maybe they're 20 to 30 feet away, and it's just a mic that they're talking through, but they are within 10 feet, probably less when you're debating him. Like you are right there. You don't need a mic to talk to each other, and you could talk to him in normal voices. That's how close you are. Um, but in the videos, it doesn't show that. It kind of cuts back and forth. Like all of Charlie Kirk's YouTube videos, it cuts back and forth between Charlie and the person debating, or it has like a side by side. It doesn't show you how close they actually are. They are damn close. And so everyone in that front little line, people that were waiting in line to talk, oh, God bless their souls. Because if I saw it and I'm traumatized from 50 feet away, I can't even imagine what they're seeing.
Yeah, and then some people record it with like independently, and then it gets online, and
Yep. I was shocked at how quick some things were getting online. I was getting texts from my buddies that live in Vegas. They weren't sending videos because obviously they knew what was going on, but they were texting like there are already videos on TikTok and X, and I'm like, who the hell is posting this stuff when they're running for their lives? That's how quick it was to get up there. So
yeah, and then just looking at Kirk, there were some people that zoomed in really slowed down the video into slow mo, and the way his shirt bounces, people were saying, I just want to, he was not wearing any type of like uh, protection on his chest or anything like that, was he?
I don't actually know. I always assumed he was wearing, but obviously this isn't like I'm assuming. I have no idea. But I always assumed he'd wear like a bulletproof vest just for incidences like this, just for precautionary measures. But I actually have no idea. I just he was just wearing a shirt. It didn't look like he was wearing anything underneath it. But obviously, even if he was, it still wouldn't have done much good. So I don't know if the person knew that maybe he's wearing a bulletproof vest. I must go for the neck, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's been speculation that, well, it was a very, to me it doesn't seem like it was this professional hit job just based off the information we're hearing about who this person is, if this is true.
No, and yeah, and I see all those things. It actually kind of bothers me to see all these conspiracy theorists all over the posts, and they're like, "Oh, this is a professional hit." I'm like, if you guys know anything about a 30-06 rifle, just any hunting rifle in general, 200 yards with a scope is not hard to do. People that say that it is, I don't understand guns. Like I said, I've grown up in Utah. We're a conservative state. I've shot guns, and they're not, when the rifle is built to do what the rifle does. So if you know what you're doing, even if you have the baseline understanding, it's not hard to hit a 200-yard shot with a scope.
Yeah, and from what I mean, people were like, well, to me it looked, I'm just guessing, I think they were probably trying to hit him in the head.
Yeah, and that's something that I've been wrestling with. I didn't sleep very much last night because obviously you've got that video replaying in your head of what's going on. And I'm like, I just praise God that that was not a headshot because I saw something horrific yesterday. I saw it in the neck and I saw him roll back and I saw his eyes go back. If it was a headshot, I'd probably be in even worse of a state right now than I already am.
Yeah. And because everyone was just running and stuff, it's very strange. They arrested two different people who turned out like right at the event, like minutes after. I don't know if you saw the old guy.
Yeah, like the old bald guy.
Yeah.
I, I've seen pictures and stuff, but like I said, I've stayed off as much social media as I can. Because then there's those people that I went to high school with, even if it was over 10 years ago, these people that I've last seen posting like Charlie Kirk was a fighter of the Second Amendment, and he was saying that people are going to die in its path. It's like I don't want to expose myself to just idiots online that don't understand what I witnessed. So I've just deleted all social media
Wow.
for the time being, at least.
Yeah, no, if you're not accustomed to social media it's if you're not accustomed
It's an evil place, dude.
yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I've deleted it all. And I told my wife this morning because she's affected by it too. She knows Charlie Kirk. Obviously, her husband and two younger brothers were witnesses to this. So she's all over the place too. And I'm like, just don't fall for the conspiracies. They're all over. It's just so stupid. They're so dumb. Like, oh, it was a professional hit. I'm like, guys, can we just for maybe a week wait to come out with the conspiracies and let poor Charlie's family mourn and the people that witnessed it just kind of calm down before we start coming out with bullshit.
Right. Well, on conspiracies, no matter what happens with this, there's going to be conspiracies. They're going to say the official story is
Yeah.
wrong. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, nope, goodbye social media. The only thing I have left is YouTube on my phone. And because obviously I want to be able to stay in the loop without exposing myself to just stupid crap.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, they end up catching this guy really quickly, and even if they do, I'm sure people will say certain things like, it's part of something else, or it's because I mean, Charlie Kirk. This is a seismic thing. This is one of the most prominent, not just conservative voices, just people in general. In I don't know the biggest last assassination we've seen politically. People are saying going back to MLK.
Yeah, this dude was huge. Like this guy was I personally think that he helped Trump win. He's the voice that all of us wanted. He's proving that we are a silent majority. It's the vocal minority that are the ones that are all over the internet saying transgender lives matter and all that stuff. But like it's proof that there's so many people out there that just don't go to the internet and scream and cry. That's why I really liked him so much, is because obviously he's Christian, but also he was proving or showing the world and showing all of us men, women, people that don't speak out about it much. He was proving that we are here and we have a voice too, and that's what I loved about it.
Was this the only Charlie Kirk event you've been to?
Yeah, it's crazy because I've been waiting for him to come to Utah for a while. Like I said, I've been watching all of his videos, and I remember when it was announced, I was so hyped. You can ask my wife. For literal weeks leading up to this, I've been like, what should I ask him? I want to ask him something. I didn't disagree with him on anything, so I'm like, what should I ask him? I just want to meet him. I want a signed hat. I want a hat. So I was so thrilled for this event, and then now it's something that will never leave my brain.
Right. And just I really appreciate your perspective. Is your name Dan?
Daniel, whatever you want to call me. My family calls me Danny. Professionally, Dan.
All right. Well, I mean, is there anything else? Any like kind of rare facts that we wouldn't know if we weren't there? Anything else you want to say about it? Reflecting on it?
I just that it was the most horrifying experience of my life, and thank God it wasn't a mass shooting.
Right. All right, man.
So, yeah. So I'm glad I was able to get on because I want you to be able to understand what it was like, or at least people to understand what it was like to be there, because it's very hard to empathize or think about the people that were there, but this time I was one of them. So
Well, I appreciate your perspective. I thank you for calling in. I appreciate you donating because you're right. I probably wouldn't be able to see it without the donations. But
yeah, I was like, I've got to. I need people to understand what I went through and just hear. And obviously that sounds selfish, but it was mainly like it was more of a I want others to know what happened, as someone who was there.
right, I mean, we're so detached from it. We just see the videos and stuff. Eyewitness is completely different. So certainly a
Yep,
very thankful that you were able to come on and share your piece. So I appreciate it, man.
absolutely. Thank you. I've been watching you for years, so it was quite an honor.
Uh, just crazy situation, and I hope you're able to get the help you need. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in Utah that were at that event that they're just shocked. So
Yeah, luckily the LDS Church, say what you want about it, they have sent around resources and are getting around therapists that anyone can visit for free. So that's something I've been tapping into.
oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you. If you ever have a question about it or want something else, just Discord me a message and I'll try to help out.
All right, man. Well, thank you for this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye bye.
See ya.
Well, what an interview that was. That was an eyewitness at Utah Valley, and just crazy to get someone that actually was there. Improvised interview, completely improvised interview there. Did you see the FBI released new photos, much better quality? I've been doing an interview, man. Need your volume up? I mean, I think my volume is up. I don't know. Oh, it was way down. I don't know why it was that far down. Is it better? Clip that and post it as a video. Also, your volume is low. Much better. Yeah, I don't know why my volume was that low. Sometimes that happens. It just gets pushed down. God bless you, Dan. That was a great interview, and I appreciate that perspective. He was able to definitely tell an interesting story and on his perspective and everything. Those photos. You're gonna watch the press conference in Utah when it happens. I mean, I guess I'll see snippets from it. I'll see what they say. He had a bulletproof vest on. It wasn't a typical Kevlar vest though. Slow motion, you can see the bullet ricochet. Yeah, I don't think the bullet ricocheted, but I mean, listen, I don't know. I did watch it several times in slow motion. It looked like a direct impact into the neck. This has made me more sad than any celebrity passing. It's hard to process that we won't hear any commentary from Charlie anymore. He was literally top 3 most famous right wing voice. I hear you. I agree 100%. I mean, to see him comment on everything and think about it, 5.5, even just the perspective of 5.5 million followers on X, the account's basically void now. Like that's just insane. Like even from like a social media perspective, like you don't see stuff like this where people are cut down at 31 with this much political influence. Yeah, I've heard about this Sky Valdez stuff. I don't know. I mean, have they confirmed it or not? It just What are these, the new photos? That will drop a deer in place with one shot. A human has no chance, especially in that location. Especially in that location. That's a brand new shirt he bought to blend in. Yeah, no, I could see that for sure. The operation was so clean with no collateral damage, it had to be professional. I mean, it's not a far shot. I know what you're saying. I know because he got away, right? It's a one clean shot, he gets away, but I don't know, man. I think it's a lot of speculation with that, and Cam is blocking his. It's really not his head. It's you can't really tell. His hat is covering his head. Thank you, DG and Dan, for the spontaneous interview. Yeah, that was a good interview. You can see the gun in his right leg. The gun is on his right pant leg. Is that why he was limping? So that was him in the TMZ. That had to have been him. Guy looks like Christian Yelich of the Brewers. Yeah, but I mean, it's hard. It's hard. No, you can't really determine that. I mean, maybe with from a, but he's wearing sunglasses and a hat. It's really hard to determine the actual face. People got to remember that Charlie Kirk didn't have Secret Service or anything. It's not that far fetched that the guy could get. Well, the thing is apparently none of it was secure. I should have asked him about the ticket. You know, if you had to, I don't think you had to have a ticket to get in. Like they were saying, they were just letting people in and stuff. It's like a Trump rally to a degree. A lot of it is like first come first serve. I remember I was gonna go to that Butler rally. They said the ticket is kind of irrelevant. Like reserving it, it's just like first come first serve. If you're there first, they let you in. But obviously that's more that you go through like detectors and stuff. This I don't even think that there's any of that. It's just too open of a space. If that was the gun in his plans, why did he leave the weapon while escaping? Because he was limping the entire time because he was trying to conceal the gun, I'm guessing. And then when you're running away, you're obviously not going to try and conceal the gun while running away because you wouldn't be able to run. But I don't know if that TMZ video is real, but there's a TMZ video of him like limping because he has the gun, I guess, in his right leg, trying to conceal it. I don't know if that's true. Have a few $50 drones and get a guy to keep watch of the roofs. Yeah, it was a weird thing, you know, with the Utah Valley. There were just a lot of different like roofs, and they were all like just the way the building was configured, the architecture of it. Shapiro canceled all of his. No, he didn't. That was fake news. Shapiro actually, if you look it up, he said like "fuck you," I'm still doing my events and stuff, and they're still gonna do all their campus events and things like that. Do you think there was any connection with the gunman and the last guy who asked him those questions about violence? I don't. I honestly, just looking at that guy's reaction, how shocked he was, and just, I don't. I mean, I don't know if they're going to question him or whatever, but a lot of reaction. Charlie Kirk's funeral. I'd imagine, you know, pretty much they're all going to be attending. Trump, Vance. Vance is in Arizona. His body was flown to Arizona from Utah, back in his home. Stephen Colbert was actually respectful about what happened. They have to be respectful. You're a public figure. You know, the Anons and the smaller liberal accounts, you know, but if you're a bigger public figure, you're a politician. But even some of these politicians, they've done the self-blaming thing and say it's the right's fault. So I guess you can give Colbert credit for that, not doing that. All right, I'm going to be right back. This is the video, supposedly, of him walking to the event with the gun, I guess, concealed in his right pant leg. I don't know if it's not confirmed, but he supposedly jumped off the roof to get down. I would imagine you're trying to get down as fast as possible. Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he ever went inside the building. How did he get on the roof is the question, just from maybe like a shaft or something. No, just recently. It is Sky. The layout of the roof seems like it's easily accessible. Yeah, the layout of the roofs was like they were all at different heights. Wasn't limping at the end of the video because that was after the shooting. $50K boat posts is diabolical. Well, he's a news guy. Sky Valdez. Yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying. I mean, let's see if it's confirmed, bro. This was like a fucking tweet I saw like 5 hours ago when they said it was him. Or they said it was, what is it, a female to male or something? Now we're watching the video of Charlie crying when Trump won. You realize it wasn't just a shill for the administration. He genuinely had faith till his last day. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, I know I missed some of the donations. I'm not gonna stop and read the donations during an interview like that. Newly released pictures show him in a stairwell. Now those photos were a bit older, I think, unless they just newer ones just came out. But yeah, let me try and find him. Looks like the Christian Yelich of the Brewers. This may be more sad than any celebrity. Saw that one. Did you see the FBI release new pictures, much better quality? If these are the pictures you're talking about in terms of what they released, I can't see the main chat right now, but these are the photos. If you're talking about these, yeah, this is the stairwell photos. These are the photos. So I was doing an interview, but yeah, I see them now. Drone sweeps of the rooftop must be standard operating procedure. First Trump, now Carly. Get a Charlie good clue. I know with Charlie, with Trump, obviously it's inexcusable. There was only one roof. There was like 2 rooftops. Like that's insane. This one, it seems like it's a little bit more elaborate in terms of how it was like concealed in a better way because there was like 4 different roofs all at different heights. So it was this like weird thing. But I agree with you 100%. Somebody of Charlie's status, you need to get some type of aerial surveillance or something. RIP Charlie. Yeah. Will you be doing more retaliatory server purges over Kirk? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What's out to me is Charlie, who was a moderate conservative who promoted civil discourse and debate. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. That's what we've been saying. He's more moderate right, or just I would say not even moderate right. I think that's disingenuous. He was right wing. Charlie was right wing, but it wasn't like it was this crazy rabid right. But it's just everyone that's solidly right wing they hate, and Charlie had a major voice. Did he pass on impact? He lost so much blood immediately. People are saying it was right away, but the hospital, I don't know exactly how that works. I was trying to look into it, and it's like based on the fact that when they were carrying him to the car, there was no blood. Because it was like he lost a lot of blood right at the scene, right at the table. So when they brought him to the hospital or the local hospital on campus is what he was saying. He was not dead on arrival. They didn't declare it dead on arrival. Now I don't know, if they were just extra caught, caring, and they were like, let's just try this anyways with the blood transfusions, things like that. I'm not sure, the process of that happening. Some people's reactions on your campus are absolutely sickening. You were disgusted with the amount of people seemingly celebrating. Yeah, it's going to happen, unfortunately. But it is a lot of regular people. And I think that's another thing people were saying. There's so many regular people that were celebrating that they're just like, because everyone has an opinion of this. It's like everyone is giving their opinion of this because it was such a crazy moment that got recorded. And so a lot of these people that you thought were normal, they're coming out, they're celebrating it. It's terrible. But this is kind of ingrained in them. They think it's okay because Kirk believes in things that they think are so evil, so it's okay for him to die. This is their core beliefs. A lot of them. You were the guy at the July 13th Trump rally in Butler. This is so similar and different in so many ways. I would do an interview. This hits hard after seeing what nearly happened. Well, you'd have to message me on Discord or something. You'd have to message me on Discord. The Trump thing is just insane to think about, like what happened to Charlie, and just imagine. Like, Trump is so lucky. I don't know what the caliber it was with Trump's. Come on, that's hard seeing a man devoted to his faith and fighting for his beliefs taken out in such a cowardly fashion. Love hearing about the media saying we need to turn down the volume. They're literally the ones turning it up, such a joke. Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by Israel. Come on, we're reaching here. Trump has to attend Yankees Mets. Yeah, so I read that one. I read that one. So, and then we got a new donation. Nick Fuentes live in 20 minutes. What's with the advertising of that? Go watch him then. I don't need that advertisement here. I haven't seen any confirmed updates. You DM'd me on Discord and sent pictures for authenticity. Also typed in politics chat on your Discord, Hank Hill. Yeah, I know, dude. You're really gonna message me that? Come on, is that really necessary? Like, why the fuck would I care? Copycat risk is high. Knowles, Shapiro, etc. There's so many people. There's so many people. Even Fuentes had somebody come to his house. The left thinks this violence is acceptable, and it's a huge issue. Owen Schroyer may replace Charlie Kirk. I know Owen and Alex. Owen got I think he demanded to be fired, or he left Infowars. He had a pretty nasty breakup with Infowars. I don't know. Press conference in 25 minutes. Wasn't an ad. So you just telling me that? What? So should I put it on my calendar? Let me put that. I mean, I don't understand. This is so sad what happened, but it brings me comfort to know that he's with Lord Jesus Christ. He was a big believer for sure. He was one of the bigger, but in terms of the conservatives, I mean, I don't know who was bigger in terms of having his faith as his pillar and always mentioning it on any podcast, anything. You have kidney damage, which is causing them to fail. It's actually quite painful. I didn't know what your last comment was. The out of context quote from Charlie liberals are using as justification makes no sense. There's a huge difference between gun deaths and premeditated. Dude, but that whataboutism is so 80 IQ. Like you could do that about, Obama had, with drones had innocent people killed in Libya. So what should happen to Obama? You cannot do that. It's like Neanderthalistic whataboutism. Like, because he said something, he deserves to die. Like, what are you talking about? You know how many liberal politicians we could do that about? Like, that is not a way to have an argument. It doesn't work. It collapses immediately. There's no nuance. Benny Johnson is basically Charlie Kirk. No. You never saw the video? Yeah, that's a morbid curiosity thing but I mean, the video was like the first 20 minutes, it was plastered all over the pages. But even now, I mean, it's still getting released and people are. Go to Cash press conference. I mean, I don't think it's on yet. I think it's not 9:30 Eastern is what you guys said. I don't know, where is it? Am I gonna have to go to YouTube for it to be streamed, or is that what we're looking at? What is it, Thursday Night Football? I was wondering why. That was trending. It's in 20 minutes. Heard what the Den was saying about it happening in your home area. Hated seeing Butler was in the news all over the place, man. With that fairground, and look, I don't know if this is the time to be having this, because people want to talk about the Kirk stuff. Where was that exactly? Was that in a prominent area? Was there normal gatherings, or was that just did Trump ever go to Butler before? Like, why did Trump go to Butler specifically? That's what I would wonder. I mean, that was just insane. Why is he advertising Cash Stream? Dude, bro. I mean, I appreciate the $20. You did give me $20. So, bro, you're all over the place. No, you're trying to troll me. That's fine. You're seeing a lot of people who never thought were conservative come out of the closet on social media because of this. That's interesting phrasing, but no, I know what you're saying. They're becoming more conservative out in public, out in on social media. He went in 2020 to Butler, big crowd, but was at the airport, not farmhouse. Yeah, it was like the farmhouse grounds. Or, no, it was something else. It was like the fairgrounds or something. I think just Trump was in Butler since it was a reliably red county with a largely blue collar population. He was there in 2020 at a little airport. The farm show is a larger venue to the west. I mean, I could have a proper interview with you if you want. We could do it on a live stream and I can have everything pulled up, like the aerial shots and stuff. People are they want, this is the Kirk thing now. But, yeah, that perspective is crazy, the eyewitness perspective. Do I do the nofab? I don't masturbate much. Play the Rogan clip. Yeah, but dude, Jamie is like trying to say, oh, I've seen this clip a few times.
So this just happened. We just found out that Charlie Kirk got shot.
It's fucking awful.
And is he dead?
No, I don't think so.
That's what was just
One of the guys out there just said it was confirmed that he's dead.
In the lobby was just...
I've been looking. I haven't seen anything that said confirmed.
Whoa.
Murder for having a different opinion from somebody else.
Yeah.
Different ideology from somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Beliefs that didn't
who
align.
did it or
Yep.
I'm
he's
sorry?
dead?
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Or in
Fuck.
Fox News.
Jesus. 27 years old, maybe? 30?
Do they even have a suspect?
I don't know. That's why I'm literally.
Let me just rant into this. Apparently 4chan found the killer. Maybe. And the crazy thing is, dude, somebody said yesterday 4chan in its prime would immediately find the killer within 2 hours, and now it looks like 4chan might have actually found the killer. Yeah, dude. Just like Charlie Sheen did Fent. I mean, Rogan realizing he's cooked. Rogan doesn't do live events that much at all. But Jamie, I used to always listen to Rogan. Jamie's a liberal, dude. Jamie is a liberal. That dude used to piss me off. Dude you can tell he's a lib, and he was like angry when Rogan would go further right wing. And like the people on Reddit, our Joe Rogan, the subreddit, it's just a bunch of haters of Rogan. That's all it is. It was a hate Reddit because Rogan went right wing. So then, but pretty much all of those subreddits turn into hate Reddits of the person. Like they make a fan subreddit of Joe Rogan and it's just all hate. And that's like pretty much everywhere. Anytime they make a subreddit of someone. Is Portnoy a lib? I think Portnoy is ill-informed on a lot of political things, and he says a lot of stuff, and people get angry. His fans turned on him. The liberals were not happy.
Trying to track it all on Twitter, and it's all
Fuck. Nobody deserves it. He doesn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that.
So were you saying that MSNBC had a crazy take on it? Mm-hmm. What was their take?
I mean, I'm literally just reading Twitter, so I didn't see the video. I just saw people talking about tweets of it. I'll pull it up, though. Let me see.
Fuck.
And even now, they could have taken it down.
It was a tweet or a video?
I'm
Yeah,
doing
don't
the
watch
show
the
while I'm
video
trying to
live.
figure
Right,
it out.
no, I understand.
I think they were live on the air, and people clipped what they were talking about. It's not a tweet. It's not on their Twitter account or anything.
So it's someone's hot take.
I would do it. It's up to you. I understand the timing. Yeah, just send me some of the photos on the Discord. The Discord's been popping tonight. The Discord's hot right now. The Discord's having a breakout. Yeah, just send me the photos on the Discord. I'll take a look, and we'll see if we can set something up.
Live in the moment.
Yeah, that's a crazy take. Crazy take is that. What was the take? That they deserved it?
That's why I didn't want to pair up.
Right.
How do you join the Discord? Somebody give a Discord link to these guys. Well, you go to the community page, and I have the Discord link on the community page. But I think maybe one of my mods send me the cord. Please stay safe. They're after us all. They're always they're after a lot of right wing big people, and I hope people have proper protection in terms of security, things like that. All right, that's actually the Discord. There, I pinned it. The Discord's been pinned at the top. Guys, like the stream, please. Please like the stream. Dude, stop asking it about Nancy Pelosi. It's the no. That's the answer is no. But it's like 10 times you ask it. He has a ponytail, right? I don't know. He had a hat on from what I saw. Oh, Rogan's producer you're talking about? Yeah, the whataboutism, they try and do that with Pelosi's husband, and it's like they cheered when Pelosi's husband got beat up. Yeah, that's really comparable to Charlie Kirk, the most prominent, figure on the right wing in terms of young people. That's really comparable to Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. Thoughts on bulletproof glass for public events? It's tough, man. Visually, I understand people don't like the look of it because it's like you're not connected with the crowd, and just from when Trump was doing it, and I don't know. I don't know the answer, man. We shouldn't need it, but it's you want to be safer than rather be safe than sorry. I mean, obviously, if Kirk had a big bulletproof glass, it would have definitely neutralized any chance of that shot coming through. $10 million put option? No way. I mean, 10 million put options put against Trump's stock on 7/12. Oh, no. You're talking about Trump. Yeah, I do remember that story for sure. I would have to go back and look and see how peculiar that is. I mean, the same thing happened with 9/11 with the put options, but it was like crazy against American Airlines stock, United Airlines stock. Just crazy, peculiar trading activity. Supposedly he was wearing a bulletproof vest and the bullet actually bounced off before it hit his neck. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I don't think he was, but some people were saying it's impossible he couldn't have been wearing. I mean, we would have to have been very thin if he was wearing something. I don't think he was wearing anything. Yeah, that caliber is not going to bounce. So that was a direct hit into the neck. Thoughts on Hassan calling for violence against Nick Fuentes? I think it's terrible. It's terrible, especially in a time like this. And so I know Hassan said that, and then it happened to Charlie Kirk. But he's been saying a lot of stuff like that. And a lot of it's like, rules for you, not for me. And it's just, I think calling for it. But that's the liberal policy now. They call for violence against people. Do you think Charlie realized for a split second what happened? It's a morbid question. No, I don't. No. It just happens too fast when you get shot like that. Do you think he was wearing vibranium armor? I don't know what that is. Is that like a specialized armor that's not supposed to be as clunky as the heavier duty stuff? If you ever get out of video ideas, look into the JT stack stuff. Ask. Yeah, no, I agree. That's something I'll have to look into. But It's like people have forgotten about that event entirely. It's crazy. It's just comic book silliness. His dad's reaction will bring you to tears when you read about it. I haven't seen it yet. You put pictures and videos of both rallies in your politics tab on Discord. Watching what I post so I can hide my face. Yeah, man, I hear you. I don't know. I mean, maybe in the coming days we can do something. I just don't know. People want this updates on the Kirk stuff, and so I don't know. But the Trump stuff is really interesting. It's just, you know, how the media, the news cycle works. Search for Sky Valdez. What if the assassin was ADL? I doubt it, man. I know people are trying to link things and stuff like that. Vacuum effect from the bullet is what pulled his shirt up. No, 100% I agree with you. It's from like the speed of the bullet is what you're saying. That's what I think too. People don't really know why, you know, they don't know why the shirt moved like that. Irina Zarutska was stabbed in the neck and bled out for 1 to 2 minutes. RIP to her. Charlie getting shot in the neck, spinal cord in public was horrific. Yeah, and one of Charlie Kirk's last posts on X was about her. Yeah, it wasn't deflected. I think people are just trying to find something because of the way the shirt moved. What about the black spot on his right shoulder before the shot? I'd have to be watching it. I'd have to be watching it and looking for it. Apparently, even if you get hit by a bullet in a non-lethal way, you don't feel pain immediately, more like a rush of adrenaline. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Charlie exactly, but it was immediately unconscious, immediately not feeling anything. And I think it becomes a problem with that much blood loss in terms of oxygen to the brain, and you know, there's all sorts of issues. Should the leftists calling for the next assassination online be imprisoned? Is there not a line between free speech and inciting violence? There's so many of them calling for it, so it's like, how many of them would be in prison? There's just so many. That's the overwhelming thing. A lot of them are anonymous, but some of them are getting doxxed. I mean, you know, a lot of them got doxxed with Trump and the attempt on him. There was a microphone on his shirt. Like one of those small mics. Is that what it was? TikTok is insane right now. TikTok is so weird, dude. I tried using TikTok and setting up an account. The first thing I posted was removed. But then they allow all of this stuff because, like, they say TikTok is the most banned. You can't post anything on there. You'll get banned. They can't say swear words on TikTok. But they're posting all these videos and just the gloating and reaction. Heard that he keeps a mic on his body so when they play the clips on YouTube, the audio matches the video. Because if they use the mic in his hand, it would cause problems. Yeah, it's like a technical thing. You think Irina probably wanted to scream, but couldn't with her injuries? I think she was in complete shock. People say that she didn't even really realize she was stabbed. I don't know exactly, but I think it was pure shock. Instagram Reels, Mogs. Dude, Instagram Reels. Yeah, I don't know about Instagram Reels. I mean, it's all the same stuff in general. Instagram Reels they allow some shit on there for sure. I would say more than TikTok. Even if Charlie survived, he'd be vegetable. Yeah, I think it's a lack of oxygen, and there's just too much blood loss. You think the sniper may have been Israeli? Yeah, I don't see much plausibility to that. And trust me, I've seen guys. I'm always on the internet. I know what people are saying. Good job of that improv interview. Thank you. I appreciate that donation. That's nice. That's a nice $50 donation. Kirk's last video was NFL is back to ruin his week. Horrible twist. No, I think he had a video after that. He had a video after that. I saw the Bears video, but then he had another video. Here, I mean, it's just insane, dude. 5.7 million followers. Here's the announcement from his team. Thoughts on the shooter being Ukrainian special? Come on. Discord server is strict. Well, I don't ban anyone. So, I mean, maybe if you're spamming, some of the mods might, but be safe. August the Duck guy was sending his followers here calling for hate against you a few times. We need to make sure nothing happens. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. It's a stalker situation. Maybe a restraining order might be necessary. Yeah, the dude was trolling about the Ukrainian thing. That's why I stopped reading it. It's weird seeing Charlie's account post knowing it's not him. Well, it was also eerie seeing his account when it's like the last post was like 24 hours ago when it was this post. Like Trump said, it's a dark moment for America. Just watched a video of a guy saying it was scripted shooting along planning to hit the vest, and yeah, I mean, obviously, they said the Trump shooting was scripted with the dude dying in the background, so they're gonna say it's all scripted. What's with you and August the Duck beef? I don't know. He's got a weird obsession with me. I've never talked to him a day in my life. How many restraining orders do you have in place? I got 0 restraining orders. I don't think I need any restraining orders. I know the FBI press conference. I don't know. Maybe it's on YouTube or something. Maybe I'll see the highlights of it. They're having a moment of silence. You're actually very good looking. Yeah, sure. Just SG. I mean, dude, I appreciate the donations. You know, I appreciate the donations. Yeah, this is a heinous individual. Oh, she didn't do that. Yeah, you should delete that if that's true. If they put that as AI. This is the shot. You could tell, I guess, by the gravel displacement. Green Bay Packers had a moment of silence. Bet your IQ is 170 plus. No, they've already measured it. You know, there was this big test they had, remember? My IQ was a 166. It's a joke. But no, there was like this IQ app thing, and it's like we could tell your IQ from your X account. I thought it would be like 70. You live in Laramie, Wyoming, and Charlie was here at University of Wyoming in April. They were having a vigil for him here on Friday in front of the student union. Yeah, I'm sure in a lot of conservative areas, a lot of the student spaces he frequented, and I'm sure they're probably having vigils. Massive security failure. Yeah. Is that not like the perfect Hawkeye position? Press conference on the manhunt is about to start. I know. I heard starting at 9:30. Oh, you held a vigil for him last night. 2 football fields. Was it a lucky shot or was it? I mean, if you're going to try and pull something like this off, obviously you were going to go to a gun range, right? So there's a level of training. If the shooter is that stupid to where obviously you're going to go to a gun range. You're going to be familiar with the weapon and things like that. Doesn't look like almost 2 football fields. It's probably perspective. How did Crooks miss that easy of a shot? Well, yeah, look at Crooks as a person, and he barely. I mean, he hit his ear. It's easy and hard at the same time. And I don't know what gun Crooks had in relation. Maybe he had a worse gun in terms of the performance. I don't know. I mean, apparently Crooks was frequented gun ranges and got familiarized with his weapon. And I mean, he clipped Trump's ear and then probably started panic firing. Crooks had no scope. Well, that's another thing. Around 5 to 6 years ago, the left Antifa started to train with weapons and made a call to arms, and the right laughed and mocked them. Never underestimate them. Yeah. Well, it's just terrible. It's terrible that they need to be violent like this. And I mean, that's two of the biggest conservative people now. Crooks didn't miss his shot. Trump turned his head. That's why he was like. I know what you're talking about, but I do feel like there's a lot of variables that go into it. But I know you're talking about the photo of the two bullets and in the way in which they went with Trump's head turn, like the overhead view of it, the diagram. This is the least 9/11 feeling since 9/11. Yeah, I mean it's just insane. This. Gonna stream the press conference? I don't know, man. What is it on YouTube? I'd have to go on YouTube. The thing is, I'm not sure if I play Fox News if they'll allow me to do that. Wow, they had a sniper on the ground on this meme. There's also a theory that Crooks hit a teleprompter and Trump got. No, it's not true. You can see the bullet, and the teleprompters were far too in front for that to be real. I'm gonna ask that dude maybe about the teleprompters though when I interview him. Yeah, I mean, listen, people are gonna claim things on the internet, man. There's nothing really I can do about it, and I'm not even someone that's mainstream, so I'm really getting the least of it compared to. I mean, I'm not getting any crazy death threats against me or compared to a lot of these other people. You see, there's a huge board of like 100 different posts compiled together on Blue Sky. Fuentes is next. Shapiro is next. Matt Walsh is next. J.K. Rowling is next. I mean, these people, they're just bloodthirsty. And then they think they should be able to do it, and then they blame you for it. Okay. Who did wait, who did the right shoot at? That's prominent and big on the left. They're shooting at us. We're not returning fire. The only reason Kirk is dead is not you and me. It's because Kirk was well known. That's one of the reasons he was extremely influential, so people want to take him out. You say dox them, it's half the fucking party, dude. Like, we're gonna dox what, 30 million people? Like, this is what they all think.
And people have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like, and people have obviously pointed to
I mean, this dude was speaking with Kirk, so he had one of the best views of the just terrible. Dude got his ass beat in Boise, Idaho for being insensitive. I saw that. I mean, what do you expect to happen, man? You go in and you do something like that. You be that disrespectful to a group of people trying to mourn a loss. And then you play the victim and scream free speech. All right, man. There's also the variable that the biggest risk for an influencer is going to scheduled events. If you just make videos at home, it's harder to track. Well, obviously, you're going to have more safety. Anytime you're at home, rather versus in public, you're going to have more safety at home. You know, but you don't know who you're going to see in public, especially if it's scheduled so people can plan. Thoughts on the Carolina Panthers employee getting fired? Fuck around, find out. Need to bring in some of those Florida sheriffs to sort out this stuff, the true big guns. Yeah, well, I just hope they're able to finally find. I mean, this is unfortunate with Patel. What's going on? The thing that pissed me off was all the comments coming from lib Latino Kirk immigration take. You didn't like it. After deportations, you can see your family member still Kirk dead. What are the Latino? I mean, obviously all liberals, whether they're Latino, white, black, I'm sure a lot of them were celebrating, unfortunately. You can agree that these events are going to strengthen the GOP, pretty solid Republican win next election. I mean, I think it's early to say that, but I think this is definitely something that people are going to look at. And normal people are going to look at this and say, this is not okay. This reaction is not okay. Now, the question is, will the reaction reach them? Will people really know that this many liberals are glorifying this and saying that this was, you know, this was something that should happen because Kirk had the wrong beliefs, had different beliefs than me? Any Greenland updates? I don't know. I haven't seen any updates on Greenland. Actually, I did see an update, but 2 weeks ago, maybe it was. It's like some spy that Trump has in Greenland or something to try and create better relationship with the Greenlanders. There was a story on that. The left will keep calling for assassinations and will continue doing this. I mean, it's back-to-back years, Trump and Kirk, and there's been other scares as well. Where do you think the Greenland talks are going now, since Charlie was very involved? Yeah, he did visit Greenland. Charlie Kirk did visit Greenland back in January. I think it's kind of more of an administration thing, and he wasn't part of the administration in the sense of, you know, literal involvement. So I'm not sure, honestly, but I think they're still going to have influence in Greenland, and we'll see. Greenlanders are kind and welcoming. It's the Danes in Greenland who are the rudest. And I mean, that doesn't really surprise me. Charlie changed his stance on Israel very, very recently. Yeah, I think, but it is a little bit misrepresentation. It wasn't like Charlie came out and said like crazy stuff about Israel. He was still friendly with Israel. I know what the insinuation is, but I don't think that's fair to say that. Like, you're characterizing it in a way that I don't think. I mean, yes, it is true. Kirk was being pushed a little bit on Israel, and a lot of younger people, you know, think it's an important question and have a lot different beliefs than Kirk. So it was kind of like a weird. This is like weird because normally Kirk is in line with younger kids for the most part in terms of their beliefs. But I don't know. What's the probability you give of catching the shooter? I think they're definitely going to arrest someone. Some people are going to say it's not the shooter. I think they're going to arrest someone for sure. Christopher Tesla, I can see your Christopher. Yeah, I could see your comments, man. He's out of the country? Nah, I mean, if that's the person, I highly doubt it. I don't think that's a professional by looking at it. I don't know, I could be wrong. Yeah, it is a worry. I mean, you'd have to have a serious getaway to be able to flee, but I mean, it is a problem. The longer this takes, the harder it becomes. What do you think the shooter is thinking right now? I mean, it's just got to be crazy, just adrenaline. I don't even know. You know, that's a situation to where, I mean, unless you're out of the country, just you paranoid, you're gonna get. I mean, you know, who knows where the shooter is, if they're able to recover him, even, because they could say, well, maybe he offed himself or something. I mean, there's a lot of different options. A professional wouldn't have left his gun behind. Yeah, I agree. And also, just looking at the dude, I just doesn't seem like it. Kirk said Epstein was an Israeli blackmail agent. I mean, was that so was that a recent thing that he said, and was it a change of opinion like recently? Because I know he had an interview with Ben Shapiro 2 days before he was shot, and he was kind of talking about and said maybe we shouldn't believe everything, you know, the media was saying on October 7th. But he also said about October 7th he thought it was ridiculous because he had been to Israel and he knows how good their border patrol is. They'll say he killed himself. I mean, and that would just open more questions. Now, people are not going to like that if that ends up happening because there's no interrogation. And it's like a Crooks thing to where Crooks dies immediately. Can you turn on the FBI update? I don't know. I think I might have to go to YouTube for it. With YouTube, it becomes a problem with they hit you for like a copyright claim or something on YouTube. It's weird. It always happens with these live streams. Let's not pretend that Israel doesn't influence U.S. politics. I never said that. You know, I've got videos. You can take a look at some videos that I've done on Israel's involvement in certain things. I've probably got 4 or 5 topics on Israel on the hot stuff and their involvement in our government. But I mean, you have to take every situation for what it's worth. The Discord is becoming like 4chan. I had heard something about 4chan and like there's this weird like there's like an incel to trans pipeline they're saying, and there's a bunch of people because I thought there was, you know, it was mainly right wing, but I think 4chan has changed a little bit. I don't know. Did you see in the Discord about the jet that turns off its radar? Yeah, I saw that. But didn't the flight tracker come out and say that they had the full flight on their tracker? The official flight tracker account, from what I saw on that tweet. You know, that was yesterday that they were talking about that flight, the private flight. Choose PBS. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't think I've ever had an issue with maybe one Trump rally I had a problem with. If you stream on Trump's official account, it's fine. It just they allow it. If you stream on the White House official account, they allow it. I think Fox News, it's iffy. Some other ones, I don't know. You know, PBS, I'm sure is fine. Yeah, that's what I had heard had happened to 4chan. I was surprised, honestly, because you wouldn't think that those people would be attracted to 4chan. Been gone for a few hours. Any updates? I had a pretty big interview with a dude that was a witness, but the updates are there's like more photos of him, and it just looks like a plain white dude, and they're having a press conference now, apparently. Look at Officer Tatum's video. Brandon Tatum, you're talking about? Are you going to make a video covering all the new 9/11 footage released? I'm not familiar. What do you mean? What footage? Are you talking about declassified footage? Are you talking about Freedom of Information Act request? Crooks wasn't covering his face in any way, but this guy was. Yeah, the Crooks was just such an amateur at the entire thing, and that's just what was so insane that he was able to. I mean, he should have been neutralized the second he had the rangefinder. Press conference is starting. Play the view clip. Yeah, but this is 2 minutes long.
Isn't a fundamental part of being an American that we are able to express our opinions to each other without fear, without this kind of horror happening? And it seems to be something we have been seeing more and more of. And it's not even left or right. It's just people being taken out because of their beliefs.
There's just no place for this kind of violence in this country. I am heartbroken over it. I cannot believe that someone would kill another person because they were speaking their beliefs.
Well, for years, you and your allies in the media have been conditioning half of the country against the president, his supporters, and figures like Charlie Kirk.
This is fake. It's fake. Bro is not even there. I've seen that before, that's why. I know, I've seen that video before. Charlie Kirk was the symbol of open debate, free speech, and they murdered him. Crazy that 9/11 has taken a back seat today almost. I think it's completely taken a back seat. I mean, I barely talked about it. I mean, it's insane. It's a insanely shocking thing that happened. Girl needs a bra, right? Rumor mill, Sky Valdez is the person in the FBI photos. Dad is a tattoo artist. Innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, we'll see. Conference just said 2-minute warning. Oh, so they haven't even started it yet? What are your thoughts on the possibility of the bullet may have ricochet or fragment off? That's not true. That's not true. It was a direct shot to the neck based on the caliber of bullet. FBI is on. The fact that it's 2025 with all the tech we have and potential advanced shit the government has. All right, let me see if let me see if I can get it on. Hold on.
Cue up the video right now, show that. I've asked Commissioner Bo Mason if he would narrate.
This is very quiet.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. If you look up to the top left, you'll see the building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video and I'll narrate as we walk through that. So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect
How don't you catch him?
Clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those.
Yeah, that was a relatively big jump, but I mean, obviously the adrenaline.
Looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right.
He's going to block it off.
After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following.
Yeah, I know volume is low. It's just, it is what it is. It's up.
Good. You want to go to the stills? So here's the still photographs. I mentioned these have been enhanced. So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please pay close attention to the t-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the triangle and the sunglasses. If you'll go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public can help us identify and lead us to this suspect. Next picture. And again, there's a better picture of the hat with that triangle logo, and again, the t-shirt. Blue jeans, and you get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, and we're continuing to ask for that as we move forward. Thank
Have you seen?
Thank you, and I'll turn the time back over to Governor Cox.
Have you seen the video of hand signals from the security detail behind Charlie being explained? I'm not sure how legit it is, but can post in Discord if you haven't. It's being explained as what? I mean, it is a weird thing, but I didn't believe. I don't know. The guy is making some weird gestures. You know, I remember the Trump shooting. People said people in the crowd were making weird gestures, and nothing came of it. What do you think about CalSheet? Is it a good product? Well, Polymarket is going to be legal in the U.S., so originally it was the only, like, political betting market that was legal in the U.S. With Polymarket, you had to use a VPN. I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't bet on that stuff. I look at the odds, though, as for context. How did the Ricochet rumor even start? Logistics of it. It's because of the way his shirt moved. People think the only reason his shirt would move like that is if it hit him in the chest. But it's not true. I mean, it's live, but they're not revealing much, man.
Thank you. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several briefings, and he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene. We appreciate our local law enforcement here. Again, we have Mike Smith, who is the county sheriff here. We have all of our local chiefs of police that are here as well, all working hand in hand with the state and with the FBI as we move forward with this investigation. Now, I'll just give you a little warning. We will not be taking any questions at this time. We're giving you the latest information we have, being as transparent with everything that we have. But I do want to share a couple things that I think are important. We cannot do our job without the public's help right now. The public has answered our call for action. So far, we've received more than 7,000 leads and tips. I would just note that the FBI hasn't received this many digital media tips from the public since the Boston Marathon bombing. This case also highlights the dedication of our law enforcement community. We have 20 federal, state, and local law enforcement partners that are working shoulder to shoulder to find the person who committed this horrific crime. With their support, we've completed nearly 200 interviews. As you're aware, as has already been reported, the FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. We also continue to implore the public to support this investigation and come forward with any information. We are truly hopeful that this video and new photos will lead to even more tips. We are processing. We have an incredible team, a state and federal team working together to process those tips. We are going out in tandem to interview any potential person of interest.
I mean, people are updating me on fucking Nick Fuentes' view count. Like,
again, we need as much.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
Any videos or photos that you might have, the public should be submitted to our digital media tip line, which is www.fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. Again, that is fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. You can also provide general tips about the shooting by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI.
No, they didn't find him.
At tips.fbi.gov. This is, I would just say, this is not just a local matter here in Utah. We have people all over the country that are helping to bring this perpetrator to justice for Charlie Kirk and his family. I will just add as well that, as was mentioned, there is a lot of forensic evidence that is being processed right now at both the state lab and the and federal labs, federal lab on the East Coast. So we are working in tandem together. I would also just add a word of note for those people who are spending so much time on social media. I think Charlie said it best.
No, I was laughing at the chat.
Things get bad, we should put our phones down and spend a little time with our families. There is a tremendous amount of disinformation. We are tracking our
I don't think there's anything here. I mean, it's just like they're saying, all right, please give us any tips. There's disinformation, stuff like that. So I don't know, man. They released that the new video that got released. He jumped down like 10 feet drop. Disinformation, basically the truth that is real. Come on. I mean, can we see what comes out about it? I think to call it professional is a bit ridiculous, man. You talk to any shooter, it doesn't seem like a professional shot. It's like 200 yards or whatever it is. It's like nothing burger. Just the new video was basically what the press if they're not going to take questions, I don't think if they're not going to take questions, it's and they don't have the guy, it's going to be probably a bad press conference. Why when you search my name, it comes up with the wrong count? Yeah, a troll made that. That's been on there a while. 200 is easy, hate to say, especially if you have a good scope. Goy slap? Bro. Dude. Do you like Israel? May have been a mistake for the governor to already say that they will be looking to implement the death penalty. Now the guy will know that he's got nothing to. Well, I don't think that has a reaction at all. I mean, you already have to know if you do something like that. That decision was made long before that you're ready to dive to do something like that. I mean, that dude literally, that was not a sophisticated exit, bro. He jumped down and started walking away with and there were not even really civilians around him. People said he blended in. He was just in front of everyone that was already fleeing. So that's why there was no one around him, because they hadn't gotten to that area yet. Because they made the shot and then immediately ran. And everyone was kind of getting down and then they ran. So I think he was just in front of everyone. And the dude I was talking to said he went to the same wooded area as him. I mean, but I don't think he was going to kill anyone else. He just wanted to kill Kirk and try and get out. Video shows man in all black minutes before Charlie Kirk assassination. Seen hobbling towards, because he's concealing the gun. None of y'all could have made that shot. Well, if you get training, you can make that shot. Depends the weapon, Looks like he sprained his ankle when jumping from the roof. I don't know. No, he was limping before. He was limping before the shooting, and then bots trying to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't think a lot of my chat is There's no updates. I think they're gonna have the video on here. I don't know where it is though. The same guy that debated Charlie not too long ago. Dude's got painted fingernails. Yeah, Massey is just... It's just not a good response from Massey. It was Caleb Williams. Yeah, Caleb Williams does that. Yeah, that doesn't sound like Charlie at all. That's poor taste. That's not... He would never said that. Bro. Dude, this is a weird thing that I have going on. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You're trying to give me updates of Nick Fuentes' stream. Just go watch him. What do you want me to say? Yeah, Massey's really bad. Massey's like an open borders fan. It's just like, he's a libertarian, so he believes in that type of stuff. But people love him because he's anti-Israel. I'm getting new contacts tomorrow, thankfully.
The National Football League asks that you please join us in a moment of silent reflection following the murder of Charlie Kirk. The NFL condemns all violence in our communities. It will take all of us to stop hate. Thank you. The National Football League.
So that's... I mean, do we have the new... Can somebody freaking tweet out the video? Jesus.
We're showing you right there on the banner below. You can see it started in Temple City, and we saw that. Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I wanted to let you know that President Trump has said Charlie Kirk has died. So that is the breaking news that we are likely about to have with ABC News. He was shot in Utah at a college there. We've been talking about that throughout the afternoon here.
Yeah, 100%. 100% they cheered that. Your glasses are pretty pimp when you wear them. Dude, I've only worn them like twice. I've actually I used to always wear glasses before like the 7th grade, and then I switched to contacts for good. Well, I didn't have glasses until like 4th grade or 5th grade. Then I got glasses until like 6th and 7th grade, and then I switched to contacts. It was tough for me to wear glasses. You have to retrain your eye. My eyes were they were very agitated when I would wear glasses because, you know, you have the view and you have to like retrain it, and I just didn't want to do it. Would you ever get LASIK? It kind of scares me. Dude, this is I don't know. This makes absolutely no sense to cheer on a car chase. Yeah, no, they obviously cheered on when it was announced that Kirk was dead. At least from what I think. I mean, can you get the Fuentes Bollockers? Dude, they're half my views. I don't know what you want to do. They're half my viewers. You know that, right? Like, I don't understand this overlap. I've never, but it's enough with this. I mean, I'm just trying to have a nice live stream. Check disclose. Well, does this disclose have it? Zero chance they're cheering on the car chase. And honestly, to say that it's even more trashy. To not own up to it and to make up an excuse that nobody's going to believe. It's even more trashy. They're never finding him. FBI has it. Well, they have info. I don't know if they have immediate info. They have info on what he looks like, and I can't believe that was an amateur escape. At least it looks like. It looked like he was kind of just walking. Like, could someone have not just seen him and said, this dude's got a gun, he's in all black, there was a gunshot? Follow him or something? Dude, like, ran through the woods. They have DNA evidence he's screwed. Yeah, that's an oversight. Doesn't he have gloves on? Press conference was weak. Yeah, I thought the press conference was pretty bad. That would make sense. Yeah, I thought he was up to 1 million. Somebody update me. I need to know the exact view count. Is it 1 million? It's got to be 1 million now. Bro could be in Yukon by now. That's a northern Canadian province. I don't know about that. The only new info is the video. I mean, the video was interesting, to be fair. Win for nothing ever happens. How did he get the rifle on the roof? Yeah, no, that's a good question, the way he escaped. Now, that is a good question. What do you... How did he get on the roof in the first place if he escaped like that? Maybe there was a different area he could get up and jump on, something like an air conditioning unit or something. I don't know. That's normally how it is. 300 million? That seems pretty low. I don't know, dude. That seems low. I thought it was going to be like 350, bro. Thought it was going to be a little bit higher than that. I need up to the second updates. Easy to find out if a car chase was happening at the time of that was it right there. That's why they were going on the car chase, the car chase, and then they interrupted it and talked about the death of Kirk that was announced. The vid is on Twitter. I gotta find it. I don't know, man. Do you know what account it's on? Because this is the problem with this. The way it updates is just really bad. Charlie Kirk forever. Maybe it's on Breaking 911. Breaking 911 lets me down.
Also, just add, Charlie said, there's a tremendous amount of
Russian and Chinese bots are trying to encourage violence. This is the thing on this. How does he get up there? He obviously gets up at a different point, and then his plan was to get off here. That's a sizable drop. You got a lot of adrenaline at this point, this dude, after shooting Kirk. But then he just kind of walks.
Some palm impressions, identify some palm impressions. There's some smudges in some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag. It appears to have...
Dude, it's crazy how there are civilians like walking right there.
An eagle on it. All distinctive information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right. After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills?
Barrel roll? Or land on your shoulder.
So here's the still photographs I mentioned. These have been enhanced. So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please play co-handle and the sun and lead us to features that were...
I wonder what the context is of this. Like, where's he going exactly from these stairs? Oh, just crazy adrenaline. Well, he's zoomed in on Kirk. He's zoomed in on Kirk. So he knows what's about to happen before everyone else does. It's just... How the fuck did the gun end up in the woods? He clearly didn't have it when he jumped off. No, he had it. He had the gun. He had the gun. You can tell he's holding it. Look at it right here. Or is that his backpack? The gun was in the bag assembled. He assembled it with a screwdriver, maybe. Yeah, but it was still I mean, maybe. So he has his... Is that what, his backpack? Thank you, Richard. Things like this make it even more evident how oblivious people are about things. Didn't they find the gun in someone's garbage? Oh, you think he threw it in a garbage can? Something doesn't add up. I mean, it's just how he got into the building would be what you know, you're entering the building with a gun. So does he assemble the gun? Maybe the gun's still concealed? Because they said it was concealed in his fucking left or his right pant leg. That dude is all black with a hat and glasses. He's fucking gone. This is never going to be solved. The way he's escaping, I don't really think he's a skilled professional. I mean, this would be this is there is like an incompetence. I mean, you can't give a professional this much time. I feel like, I don't know, but they would be too far gone. But this dude, I don't know. The jump was risky, could have had a broken ankle. I don't think he really had a choice. Probably if he goes down the same way, he would run into somebody. Because remember, he's running... Well, do they have this? So I think the shooting was over here, right? Like it was way over here. So he's running to the basically diagonally opposite of where the shooting was, the furthest point away, and then jumping off. Yeah, he's like right there.
So here you see that the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions.
The smallest barrel you can have is like 18 inches, and that's just the barrel. No way he fit it in his backpack. It has to be in his leg, and you can see. Only take out the bolt. Yeah, I mean, he was walking really weird on the way to the event. I mean, it seems like it's being pieced together now. But, I mean, whether or not they'll get him, I mean, he could be way far away. But the way in which he entered... You're telling me about Palantir, huh? The Palantir. It's every stream. His artificial leg was the rifle. His prosthetic leg was the rifle. He had an interdimensional rifle. How do they not have his name? People are reporting it that it might be Sky Valdez, I believe is what people are saying. I don't know if it's true. It's innocent until proven guilty. We'll have to see. That's what they're saying online. They literally have his face ID. Yeah, but he has a hat on and sunglasses. I mean, you can see, they really should use Palantir. This is where they should use Palantir. I hear about Palantir all the time. So this is a face identifier where it identifies different features and ridges on faces. So shouldn't they be able to find it? This is technology that they should have. But I don't know if they have sunglasses. Did 4chan find him or the Well, 4chan was the first that released the supposed name, but the FBI hasn't confirmed that's the person. Like, they haven't given out a name. No, he definitely didn't. I mean, I can't see how he jumped off the building with the... There's no way the rifle is in the pant leg. It wouldn't make sense. He would slow him down. He wouldn't be able to run. He wouldn't be able to run. The thing coming out of this for me is, how do you not have any security around those buildings, around the roofs? How do you not have any police walking around? If you look at the aerial shot, this building is like detached from the actual like courtyard area where Kirk was speaking. Like, Kirk was speaking, and then there was a few buildings with roofs, and then this building was like way behind, and this building had like different heights of roofs. But I agree with you 100%, but I'm just saying it was kind of... Like, the building was detached from the actual event. But I mean, if you look at the video, the shot of it, it's like a bird's eye view. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. 3 hours. Yeah, they should have had drones. They should have had drones. They should have had drones. They should have had aerial support for sure. I mean, if you've got the drones... He might have faked the limp, somehow thinking it would conceal his identity. I don't think so. Does not look like an amateur. I'm sure he's trained with a gun, but... He was not a politician. He doesn't have Secret Service or any form of extensive security for the area, buildings outside of the immediate area. I know. No, it's obvious, too. That's like a bird's eye view. That's the spot that you would check. Yeah, I think that was the confirmed caliber. That was the confirmed caliber. All right, guys. I'll be seeing you later. You can join the Discord. The Discord's the link is in the description, or the link is pinned. The link is pinned. So I'll be seeing you.